Without router, we cannot access internet. Without router, we cannot communicate with our branch office, so router is mandatory.
Welcome back,
We used to
friends.
have switch or switches. See, when I say
Okay,
storage,
so
it is, high capacity storage.
let
When
us
I
see
say
more about
router, there
cloud
are
computing
multiple
today,
routers. When I say
more
switch,
basics
there are
of
again
cloud computing.
even
Okay,
thousands of switches are possible in a network. So if I
okay.
go with the
So these
definition
are
of
some of
cloud
the
devices
computing.
we used to
This
have
is
in
the
every
definition
computer
I have
network.
taken from the
Okay, the
Amazon
first
latest
major
Amazon
disadvantage
documents.
to go with
You
your
know what this
on-premise
is? This
physical
is cloud
network is
computing is the
the
on-demand
cost.
delivery of IT
We have to
resources
pay
over
money
the
for
internet
physical servers.
with
From where we
pay-as-you-go
can take
pricing.
physical servers?
Instead
We
of
can take
buying,
physical
owning, and
servers
maintaining
from,
physical
let's
data
say,
centers
company
like and servers, you can access technology services such as computing
IBM
power
or
storage,
HP
database
or
on
Dell.
as needed basis from a
Okay,
cloud provider like
there are few more
AWS.
companies. From
This
here,
is the
we have to take
definition.
all the
So let
physical
us try to,
servers. According to
dig
our
deep into
requirement,
this
we have to
definition.
decide
What
a
this says here
particular
actually,
configuration and we have to own that
they
particular
says it is
server.
a
So if you
on-demand
need
delivery
300
of
servers, you
IT
can bring all
resources.
300 IBM servers. You can just go with
On-demand
some IBM, some
delivery of
HP, some Dell servers.
IT
It's up to your
resources. What do you
requirement.
mean by
Okay.
on-demand
Then coming
delivery?
to the server OS,
See, on-demand delivery
majorly we
means
use
whatever you need,
Linux. They are ready to
and
provide you those
Windows
resources
Server
actually.
OS. I
So we have
repeat,
to take license
whatever
for Windows,
resources you need to
and there
run
is
your
some, other
business,
process for Linux
a
operating system.
company
So at
like
the end of the day, we
AWS,
have to take
Amazon Web
everything.
Services, they are ready to provide
Storage
all the
devices.
resources
There
to
is a
you.
very
What
famous
resources? The
company called
IT
EMC
resources.
that
So what is the
manufacture your
need of
storage
IT
devices.
resources for our
Coming to
business?
firewalls,
The need of IT resources for our
Cisco
business
is
is we need to
the
run our
leading company
application
with
there, we need to
Juniper,
run some services there,
and
we need to store some
why
data there.
these are some
Okay,
of the
users
companies.
will be
Okay,
working in our
for
company, they
routers
will be
also we have
connected to
similar
servers. So we
companies
need
like
all these
Cisco,
resources, right? Without a resource, we cannot imagine any
Juniper,
application or any data there. Okay, so cloud
why.
people are saying we will
And coming to
provide you all
switch,
the resources what
let
you
me just
need.
copy paste it.
Take the resources from us, and these are the
Pay
three
as
top
you
companies that
go,
manufacture
pay
your
as you
firewalls,
use.
routers, and switches. So whatever resources
Okay,
you are
they
using,
manufacture what?
that
They
much you are
manufacture
paying
there,
your
my friend.
firewalls. Maybe let's say routers and switches. Can we imagine
Right
a
now we are
computer
using
network
300
without a
servers there.
firewall, a router,
So
or
what
a
we need to
switch?
do, we need to pay money for
No, that's
300
literally not
servers.
possible.
Okay,
And if
we'll
you are
have
using,
these
let's say,
devices for sure.
30
Okay,
servers,
so
you
you're
see,
paying money for
to
how many servers?
establish a
30
computer
servers.
network for
So
our
this is
business,
pay-as-you-go model.
we need to take
If you are
devices from
storing, let's
all
say,
these different
300
companies.
TB of data,
Is there
you
any
will pay
company
money
which
for
is
300 TB of
manufacturing all
storage
the
that you are
devices?
using. But
Answer
if you
is no.
go and use, let's
There are
say,
certain companies famous for
some
firewall. There are certain companies famous for servers. There are certain
3 TB
companies
of
famous
data,
for
you are paying money
storage.
only for 3
So we
TB.
have to bring
So
all
this
these
is again
devices
pay
together,
as you use
hundreds
model.
and
So this
even
is your
thousands
cloud
of
computing, my
devices.
friend.
If you
We
combine
need to
your
pay
computers, it
for
can be
what
easily
we
thousands. Or if
use.
you go to a big
Okay,
company, so instead of
these servers,
maintaining
this storage,
physical data
firewalls,
centers,
routers, switches,
owning
all these
physical
devices
data
can be
centers,
in thousands.
managing
So
physical
bring
data
all these
centers, we can
thousands of
simply go with the
devices,
cloud.
connect all these
So what are
thousands
the
of devices, and then
disadvantages
what to
we
do?
have?
Then
Then go with
simply
the on-premise physical
establish your
networks.
network and run your business.
So if you go back in
Now,
1970s,
what are the
the time
other
when we started
drawbacks we
actually
have if
using
you
the
go with
computer
this sort of
networks,
network?
although
This is
internet
possible.
was not there
This
in
was possible in
1970s, but still,
1980s.
companies
This is
started using
possible in
computer networks.
1990s. It is possible 3 years
Okay,
before.
but
It
by
is
the time we
possible
enter in
today. It will be
1980s,
possible after
late
like 10 years
1980s
also.
especially, the internet
This
started.
network is still
Okay,
there
the
in
concept of
in
internet came,
companies. And
and we
once
still
we
use this
entered in
networks. We just
1990s,
bring all the
especially mid
devices, we
1990s,
connect them, we configure
internet
them, and
was
we
the
start
most
our
important part of
business,
every
like
business.
running the application or
Okay,
storing the data.
so
Fine.
it is
If you
still
go back in
available.
history,
But
let's
what
go
are the
back in
problems?
1970s again.
The problems what I'm going to
To
mention here,
establish
these
a
are the
network,
problems
to
we used to
establish a
face in
computer network,
1980s,
what are the resources we used
1990s.
to, and the same problem we face today.
So
Like,
these
for
are the
example,
resources we used to use
one of the
actually,
things we need to
like
take care here is power,
backup,
physical. Obviously, if there is no
server.
power, if there is no electricity, none of the devices work for sure, right? This is a very common thing. So we need to maintain the power backup. It is our company's
Okay,
responsibility.
then
Then
server operating
we need to
systems,
have proper, back in those days, we used to
cooling
have,
system.
without
Unix
cooling system,
operating
the
systems,
devices
Unix
will generate
flavors
a lot of
like
heat.
IBM OS
Just
and
take your mobile phone. If you watch
HPUX,
a
all
movie
these
on
were
your
like
mobile phone for,
the
let's say,
operating
2.5 hours
systems.
available there, your mobile phone will
Hardware was
generate a
very
lot of
costly,
heat,
so
right?
as the
Now,
operating
these are
system.
big
Okay,
machines,
then we
servers,
used to have
storage, firewalls. Okay, they are running, storage
too much
devices
data there. They are running many
to store our
applications.
data.
Thousands and
Then we
thousands
need
of people are connected to these devices. So obviously they will generate
firewall
more heat.
so that, we
So you
can
should
provide
have a
security.
proper
Okay, back
cooling
in those
system.
days, maybe there was no firewall, but let us
Okay,
analyze, what are the things
then
we have in a computer network. Okay, firewall, and then we have
fire
something
and
called
safety
a
mechanism
router.
should be there.
Without router, we cannot access internet. Without router, we cannot
Hmm?
communicate with our
Then we
branch
should
office, so
take
router is mandatory. We used to
large
have switch
space
or switches, because we need to connect
See, when
all
I
the
say
devices here.
storage,
It
Okay,
is,
so
high
if you go with
capacity
your own
storage.
physical
When I say
network, these are
router, there
some
are
of the
multiple
things we need to
routers. When I say
consider.
switch, there are again
Besides spending
even,
huge money on
thousands
all
of
these
switches are
physical
possible in a
devices,
network.
we need to
Okay,
consider the
so
power
these are
backup
some of the
system, the
devices we
cooling
used to
system,
have
the
in every
fire and safety
computer network.
mechanism. We need to take
Okay,
huge space,
the
and we need
first
to
major
think about
disadvantage
many other safety
to go with
mechanisms.
your on-premise
Then we
physical
can run
network
our
is
own
the
computer
cost.
network. We have to pay money for physical servers. From where we can take physical servers?
But
We can
the
take
total
physical
cost of this
servers
computer
from,
network will
let's say,
be
a company
in
like Indian rupees. If I say, it will be in some crores of rupees. Crores and
IBM
crores of rupees we
or
need to spend there, my
HP
friend. How much? We need to
or
simply
Dell.
spend some crores and
Okay,
crores of
and there are
Indian
few more
rupees.
companies.
From here, we have to take all the
Now, after
physical
spending
servers.
that much money,
According
let's
to
say
our requirement, we have to
medium level
decide a
company will
particular
spend
configuration, and we have to own
between
that
12 to
particular
let's say
server. So if you
15
need 300
CR
servers, you
just
can
to
bring all
establish your
300
computer
IBM
network.
servers. Now,
Now,
you can
is
just
there
go
any
with some
guarantee
IBM,
that the
some
business
HP,
will
some
run
Dell servers.
successfully?
It's up to your requirement. Okay.
No.
Then coming to the server OS, there is no guarantee for any
Majorly we
business, right?
use
If the business is
Linux
running successfully, great.
and
You may need to increase your
Windows
resources
Server
again.
OS. So we
Instead
have
of
to take
300
license for
servers,
Windows,
you may need
and there is
450
some
servers
other
now.
process for
That's a
Linux
great thing,
operating
right? That
system.
is,
So at the end of the day, we
fine.
have
We
to
can
take
increase the
everything.
resources then. But what
Storage
if the
devices,
business is not
there is a
running?
very famous company called
Instead of
EMC
using
that
300 servers,
manufacture your
now we need
storage
only
devices.
170
Coming
servers.
to firewalls,
So what you do with the remaining 130 servers?
Cisco is they are
The
completely
leading
wasted.
company with,
Juniper
can you sell in the market? Of
and
course, we can sell in the market.
why?
But when you
These are
sell in
some
the
of the
market, how
companies.
much money you will
Okay,
get?
for
Maybe
routers
let's say
also we have
30% or
similar companies
35% of
like
the actual money
Cisco,
that you have spent. Right? So see,
Juniper.
how many issues companies were facing for last many
Why?
decades actually. And coming to
Hmm?
switch, this is
Let
the
me
way
just
the
copy
computer
paste.
network was designed. This is the
These
way
are the
the
three
computer
top
network was
companies that
established in
manufacture your
every company
firewalls,
for last
routers,
many
and switches.
decades. Okay, they
Now, again,
manufacture
if you
what?
go back
They
to the
manufacture
definition
your
now, it
firewalls.
makes more sense.
What it
Routers
says
and
here,
switches.
can we imagine a computer
It
network
says
without a
cloud
firewall, a
computing is the
router, or a
on-demand
switch?
delivery of IT resources over
No,
the
that's
internet
literally not
with
possible.
pay-as-you-go
We
pricing.
will
Now,
have
this
this
device is
clearly
for sure.
says here, like,
Okay, so
instead
see,
of buying,
to establish a
owning,
computer
and
network for
maintaining
our
physical
business,
data centers and server,
we need to
we
take
can access
devices from
technology
all the
services
different
such as
companies.
computing power,
Is there any
storage, and
company which is
databases
manufacturing all the
on
devices?
an as
Answer is
needed
no.
basis from a
There are
cloud
certain
provider like
companies famous
AWS. So
for
they are
firewall.
saying,
There are certain
listen,
companies famous
no
for
need to take
servers.
all these
There are
devices.
certain companies
We are
famous
here.
for
We'll
storage.
provide you
So we
all
have
the
to bring
devices.
all these devices
We'll
together.
provide you all the resources.
Hundreds and
Tell us
even
how many
thousands
servers
of
you need.
devices.
Tell
If
us
you
how many
combine your
firewalls you need.
computers, it can be
Tell
easily
us how many,
thousands.
or if you go to a
Storage
big
devices you
company,
need,
or how much
the
storage you need.
servers, the storage,
So whatever
firewalls,
you need,
routers,
we are going
switches,
to
all these
provide you.
devices can be in
So this is
thousands.
your
So
open
bring all
offer
these
from the
thousands of
cloud
devices,
provider
connect
like
all these thousands
Amazon
of
or
devices, and then what
Microsoft
to
or
do?
Google
Then
to
simply
every company on the face of the
establish
earth.
your
This is not
network and
only
run
for a
your
particular
business.
sort of business. No, any
Now, what
company,
are
my
the
friend.
other
It can be a
drawbacks we
banking
have
sector,
if you
it
go
can be
with
a
this sort of
hospital,
network?
it can be a
This is possible.
university,
This
it
was
can be a
possible
textile
in
business, it
1980s.
can be some
This is
five-star
possible in
hotel, it can be
1990s. It is
any
possible 3
XYZ
years before.
business. Forget
It is
about your IT
possible today.
company,
It
it
will
could
be
be possible
possible
after
after
like 10 years also.
Beside them,
This network is
every
still
business
there
can go and
in
connect to the
companies.
cloud and
We
they can
still use these
simply
networks. We just
use these services.
bring all the
If you are
devices,
something
we
into, let's say,
connect them, we
artificial
configure them,
intelligence,
and we
machine learning,
start
blockchain,
our
okay, data
business,
science,
like
quantum
running the
services,
application or storing the
okay,
data.
whatever
Fine,
things
it is still
whatever
available.
But
New
what are the
technologies,
problems?
every
The problems
technology
what I'm
is
going to
based
mention here,
on
these are the
societies
problems we
relied
used to
on the
face in
cloud computing.
1980s. It has to be
1990s,
running
and
the
it has
same
to be
problem
there
we
on
face
cloud.
today. Like for
Amazon should
example,
offer services
one of the
related
things we
to
need to take here
artificial
is
intelligence. Amazon should offer services related to
power
blockchain. Amazon
backup.
must offer services
Obviously, if there is no
related to,
power, if there is no
Internet of
electricity, none of
Things.
the devices work for sure,
So
right?
they
This
are
is a
not
very
only
common thing.
providing the
So we need to
resources. With
maintain the power
resources, they are
backup. It is
providing the
our
services.
company's
They are
responsibility.
saying, okay, this
Okay.
is our server.
Then
Use this server.
we
Okay,
need
tell
to
us
have
what you want to
proper
use. You want to go with some artificial intelligence
cooling
tool
system.
here. You want to go with
Without
some
cooling
DevOps
system,
tool here. If you want to
the
go with some
devices
cyber
will generate
security
a lot
tool
of
here.
heat.
They are
Just
literally
take your
providing
mobile phone. If you
everything.
watch a movie on your mobile phone for, let's say,
And the
2.5
best
hours,
thing here is
your
they are
mobile
simply
phone will generate
charging
a lot
for
of heat,
what we
right?
are using.
Now, these are big machines, servers,
Got it?
storage,
They are simply
firewalls.
charging for
Okay, they are
what
running,
we use. This is your
too much data.
cloud
They are running
computing.
many applications.
Okay,
Thousands and thousands of people are connected to these devices. So
fine.
obviously,
So
they
what are
will
the other
generate more
advantages
heat.
we have here?
So you
The
should
other
have a
advantages
proper
what we have here
cooling
are,
system. There is absolutely no need
okay,
for us to
Then
worry about the power backup, the cooling system, the fire and safety,
fire and
and the
safety
physical
mechanism
location
should be
that we
there.
take. Amazon people, they will take the location. Microsoft people, they will
Then you
take the
should take
location. Okay. Google people, they have their own
large
locations.
space
You know, in
because we
Hyderabad, they
need to
have a
connect all
branch.
the
Amazon
devices here.
people, they have a branch.
Okay. So if
You
you
know how
go
much
with your
money
own
they have
physical
spent on this
network, these are
particular
some of the
branch?
things we need to consider.
Technically, we
Besides
call it as
spending
region.
huge
In
money
region, we have
on
something
all
called
these
availability
physicalities, and we will
devices.
see these
We need to
technicalities
consider
later.
the power
But
backup
as
system,
of
the
now,
cooling
Amazon
system, the
people
fire and
have
safety
a data
mechanism.
center in
We need to take
Hyderabad,
huge
data
space and we need to
centers actually,
think
3
about
data
many other
centers.
safety
And
mechanisms.
they have
Then
already
we can run
spent
our own computer network.
more than 20 crore Indian rupees
only on the Hyderabad
the
data
total
centers.
cost of this computer
And by the
network
time
will
we
be
reach
in
2030,
Indian
that is
rupees,
after
if I
4
say
to
it will be
5
in some
years,
crores
they will
of rupees.
simply expand the data center
Crores
and
and
they can
crores
go
of
up
rupees we
to
need to spend there, my friend.
36,
How much? We need to
approximately
simply spend some
36,000
crores and crores of Indian
crore. It is
rupees.
not 36 crore, it
Now,
is
after spending that much
36,000
money,
crore Indian rupees.
let's say
They
medium
are
level
spending
company
on
will
the data
spend
center in Hyderabad
between
itself.
12
Only
to let's
Amazon
say
company.
15. Forget about other
CR
companies
just to
like
establish your
Microsoft,
computer network.
Google. Now, is
Okay,
there any
Control S,
guarantee that the business
Cisco,
will
all
run
these companies, they
successfully?
will invest separately. But
No.
only Amazon
There is
people
no
are
guarantee for any business,
spending
right?
this much
If the
money
business is running
only in
successfully,
one
great.
city, that is
You may need to
Hyderabad.
increase your
Like this,
resources
they have
again.
many locations
Instead of
across the
300
globe where they
servers,
have,
you may need
data
450
centers
servers
available.
now. That's a great thing, right?
So
That
now
is,
think, my friend,
fine. We
if
can
a
increase the
company
resources
like
then.
Amazon is
But what
spending
if the business is
30,000
not
crore,
running?
35,000
Instead of
crore
using
rupees
300
on the
servers, now we need only
infrastructure,
170
the
servers.
physical infrastructure.
So what you
Physical
do with the
infrastructure
remaining
means
130
what?
servers?
Physical
They are
infrastructure
completely
means
wasted.
this.
Let me just show you.
Can you sell in the market? Of course, we can sell in the
The
market.
data
But when you
centers,
sell in the
physical
market, how
infrastructure
much money
means
you will get?
the
Maybe let's say
data centers. See,
30% or
these are the
35% of the actual money that
data
you have
centers
spent.
we have.
Amazon data
Right?
center. This
So
is
see
nothing actually. This is just a small
how many issues companies
corner
were
photo.
facing for
Maybe if you
last
just
many
go and
decades
see the
actually.
bigger photos or bigger images, it will be like
This
this.
is the way the
And this is
computer
only one
network
lane
was
here.
designed.
Like this,
This
there
is the
can
way
be
the
some
computer network was
hundreds of lanes
established
within
in
every
every center.
company for last many
Okay,
so what you
decades.
see, these black
Now
boxes,
again, if you
these
go
are
back to
actually
the
known as
definition now,
racks.
it makes
In
more
every rack,
sense.
we
What
have
it
the
says here,
devices
see,
like servers and storage and
it
all the
says
devices.
cloud computing
So
is the
listen, my
on-demand
friend,
delivery of
Amazon
IT
people
resources over the
are
internet
spending
with pay-as-you-go
approximately
pricing.
35
Now
to
they clearly says here,
36,000
right,
crore rupees
instead
within
of
a city like
buying,
Hyderabad,
owning
so
and
that
maintaining physical data
companies can
centers and
connect to the
server,
data
you can
center
access
and they
technology
can use the
services such
resources.
as computing power, storage,
So
and
if they are spending
databases
36,000
on
crore rupees
an
in
as
one data
needed
center,
basis from a cloud
obviously they are
provider like
expecting some
AWS. So they are
returns, right?
saying,
This is a
listen,
business.
no need to take
Cloud
all these
computing is a
devices.
business for
We are
Amazon,
here.
Microsoft,
We'll
Google,
provide you all the
isn't it?
devices.
So they are
We'll
expecting a
provide
lot
you
of
all the
returns.
resources.
So will they
Tell
get
us how
all the
many
returns?
servers you need.
Of course, they
Tell
will
us
get
how
the
many
returns.
firewalls you need.
Tell
The
us how many,
demand is so much, the
storage
requirement
devices
is
you
so
need or
much,
how
the
much storage
companies
you
are
need. Moving into
so
cloud,
whatever
that
you need,
we are going to
even the
provide it.
data center which is
So
there in
this is an
Hyderabad may not be
open
sufficient
offer
of like
from the
5 years or
cloud
7 years.
provider like
So they are
Amazon
not
or
stopping
Microsoft
actually.
or
Once the
Google
data center
to
is done, they are
every
not
company
stopping.
on
They
the
are
face of
every
the earth.
time
This is not only for a particular
expanding the
sort of
data
business.
centers
No,
actually. They are
any company,
increasing
my
the
friend. It
devices
can be a
every time.
banking sector, it can be a hospital, it
2022
can
they
be a
started this
university,
data
it
center
can be a
in
textile business,
Hyderabad,
it
November
can be some five-star
2022. It's
hotel,
been only
it can
2
be
years
any
actually.
express
Already they
business.
have
Forget
spent
about
more
your
than
IT companies like software companies.
20,000 crore
Beside
Indian
them,
rupees.
every
Okay,
business
so
can go
beside
and
this,
connect to the
like
cloud and they can
the other
simply
things,
use the services.
cooling
If you're
system,
something
fire
into,
and
let's say,
safety,
artificial
the
intelligence,
physical
machine
storage,
learning,
power supply,
blockchain, do I
okay,
need to worry
data
about all
science,
these things
quantum
here?
services.
Okay, whatever
Of
things
course, no.
whatever
Of course, no,
new
right?
technologies,
Hmm?
every
So,
technology
for
is
example, imagine
based
I'm
on
staying in
or
a
it is
five-star
relied
hotel
on the
somewhere in a
cloud
city.
computing. Do I need to worry
It
about the
has to
power
be
supply?
running. It has to be there on
No. Do I
cloud.
need to worry about the light
Amazon should
and the
offer
AC in my room?
services related
No. Do I
to
need to worry about the
artificial
geyser?
intelligence.
No. Do I need
Amazon
to
should
worry
offer
about the
services
internet
related to
connection?
blockchain. Of
Amazon
course, no,
must
right?
offer
Where I'm
services
actually,
related
where
to,
I'm in a
Internet of
five-star
Things.
hotel, I don't need to worry about all
So
these
they are
things. Do I
not
need to
only
worry about
providing
the
the resources,
maintenance and the
cleanliness, they are
cleanliness and all
providing the
those things? No.
services. They are
Let's
saying,
say if
okay,
you go
this
to
is
some
our
random
server.
lodge
Use the
somewhere
server.
near a bus
Okay, tell
stop
us
or
what
a
you want to
railway
use. You
station,
want to
wherever.
go with some artificial
You know,
intelligence tool here.
everything is
You want
not
to go with
perfectly
some
there,
DevOps
right?
tool here. If you want to go with some
Just a
cyber
basic
security
example.
tool here.
Means
They
the
are literally
five-star
providing
people are
everything
spending
that much money because
and the
they know they
best
are
thing
getting
here
the
is they are
returns.
simply
Cloud
charging for
computing
what
people
we
are
are
spending
using.
that much money because they know they are getting the returns.
Got it? They're
They
simply
will
charging for
obviously get
what
all
we
the returns.
use
This
there.
is your
Okay?
cloud
So we just need
computing
to pay
for
okay?
what we use and pay.
Fine.
So
So
what are the other
here,
advantages we have
all
here?
these
The
things
other
are
advantages
completely
what we
gone. If
have
you go
here
with
are
cloud computing
there
here, my
is
friend, there is no need
absolutely
for
no
us to
need
worry
for us
about
to worry about the power backup, the
this
cooling
part.
system, the fire and safety, and the physical location that we take. There is no need to worry
Amazon
about.
people,
They will take the
this
location.
part.
Microsoft
They will
people, they
take
will
care
take
of
the
everything.
location. Okay. Google people, they have their own locations. In Hyderabad, they have a branch. Amazon people, they have a branch.
Got
How
it?
much then
They
money
will
they have
simply take
spent
care
on
of
this
everything.
particular
What we need
branch?
to do, we just need to
Technically, we
take
call it
a
as region.
cloud
In
region, we have something called availability zone. We will see this technicalities later. But as of now, Amazon people have a data center in Hyderabad.
Okay, within the
Data
team again there
centers
can be
actually,
one
three
more team
data
actually.
centers.
So
And
in the team, one
they have
administrator
already
can
spent
manage your servers.
more
One
than
administrator can manage your server operating system.
20
One
crore Indian
administrator or a
rupees
group of
only on the
administrators can
Hyderabad
manage
data
storage.
centers.
Group of
And by the
administrators
time we
can manage
reach
firewalls,
2030,
and
that
group
is
of
after 4 to
administrators can
5
manage
years,
the
they
router
will
settings.
simply expand the
So
data
see, if you
center
go
and they
with
can go
cloud,
up to
The technology is not changing. The technology in the sense we still have the same firewalls, we still have the same routers, we still have the same servers and all those things.
Indian rupees.
Okay, they are spending on the data center. The technology remains same. Only Amazon difference here is forget about other companies like Microsoft, physical network, Google. Instead of using a control physical network, Cisco, all these companies they will invest separately. Instead of managing only Microsoft, only Amazon people, we are spending this much money the resources only in there one city, that is like Amazon. Like this, they have many locations across. So do I need to worry about the data center? Do I need to worry about my data protection? So not think much. Do I need to worry about a company like Amazon is spending 30,000 do I need to worry about safety and fire and safety mechanism on the infrastructure? Do I need to worry about my physical infrastructure? Means what? No. Physical infrastructure. There is no need to worry about my resources. Next day, like, suppose your requirement is the data center. 300 servers, physical infrastructure, 1500 servers. The data center. If that is your requirement, within few minutes, you can take Amazon 1500 servers. This is from nothing actually. This is just a small corner photo. Such a brilliant offer and see right? Such a brilliant, bigger technology. Like the idea of cloud computing, only one lane here, like this, keep everything in one location and allow people from different locations to connect to the data center. So what you see, these black boxes, these are the reason why cloud computing took some time to get more popular in storage and all the devices. See, when I started my journey, Amazon people are spending approximately learning and working and all these things, 2006 and 7. Within a actually, AWS started providing cloud services. Companies can connect to the data center and they can use the resources. So if they are spending 36,000 crore rupees in one data center, before. Obviously, like I said, I also started my journey into my networks and all those things. Cloud computing is a business for Amazon, Microsoft, at the similar time, isn't it? But so they are expecting I came to know about cloud computing. So will they get all the returns? 2012. Of course, they will get the returns. So although I was involved in the technology for 5-6 years, I was working and doing all the other activities. Even the data center, I came to know about cloud in 2012, of like 5 years or 6 years actually. So they are not stopping actually. Once the data center is done, they are not stopping. They are every time. It was not expanding the data centers actually. They are increasing the devices every time. That much in demand. You know, 2022. If you go back, let's say 15 years before. Just imagine 2022. What was been only 2 years to get in our home. Already they have spent more than 20. Forgot about 15 years before. Just go back 7-8 years before. Okay. Before so the concept of like Geo came, the other things. Geo people they came and started providing fire and safety, 2 GB internet data, physical space. Before them, remember, do I need to worry about all GB data on the mobile phone? Of course no. For 1 month, no, right? And if you want to get for example, imagine I'm staying in a 5-star hotel somewhere in a city. So do I need to worry about the power supply? Not so common. No. Actually, do I need to worry about the light and the AC? One of the major reasons why do I need to worry about it took some time to gain. Do I need to worry about the internet to get more popularity? Of course, no, right? Where I'm actually, then there were some other issues like security issues and all the other issues. To worry about. But by the time we entered 2015, maintenance and suddenly news started coming like a company like. Let's say if you go to some random lodge somewhere near a bus stop or a railway station, a banking sector, so and so bank, they started using cloud computing. Movie streaming app like if 5-star people are spending that much. So suddenly 2000 because they know they are getting the cloud gather more cloud computing people are spending that much money because they know they are getting the returns. Why? They will very well then get all the returns. Security was again great. So we just need to pay for what that time actually use. Security was very well, so here provided all these things are completely gone. So if you go with cloud computing here, my friend, there is getting for us to worry about. By the time 2019, 20 actually, this part. Okay, 20 because of COVID, everything was down. But before there is no need to worry about. Around 1 year or 18 months before COVID, they will take care of cloud computing demand was at its peak. Because of COVID, every business was down. So forgot about cloud technology, all the technologies were down for like 1 year or 18 months. We just need to take so actual cloud computing journey started or a team of cloud administrators. A team of cloud administrators will come to your company and some administrators. Okay, within the team again, there can be one more team actually. So in the team, one administrator can manage your servers. One administrator can manage your server operating system. One administrator or a group of administrators can manage storage. Group of administrators can manage firewalls. Cloud and group of administrators can manage the router settings. Okay. So see, if you go with this cloud, is the story actually. This is technology is not changing here. Technology in the sense using we still have the same firewalls, we still have the same routers, we still have the same cloud and servers and all using all the resources from them. So now if you go to the AWS data remains same, but the difference here is instead of using a physical network, instead of using a physical network, we are
data
using
center.
the virtual network.
See, this
Instead
is
of
AWS
managing
data center,
things
right?
by ourselves,
Fine. So
we
if you
are
go to this AWS data
simply
center,
taking
what
the
we have in this
resources which
AWS
are there
data
under
center,
a company like Amazon.
we have physical
who are
servers
controlling all the resources. So do I need to worry about them? No. Do I need to worry about my data protection? Of course no. Do I need to worry
Physical
about my
servers from
cooling
which
system,
company?
power supply? No. Do I need to
IBM,
worry about safety and fire
Dell,
and safety mechanism?
HP,
No.
etc.
Do I need to worry about
Okay.
my
In our
resources?
physical location
No.
also we have the same
There is no
companies.
need to worry about
In
my
cloud also
resources.
we have the
Next
same
day,
company.
like, suppose your
Server
requirement is
OS,
instead of 300 servers, you need
all
1500
server
servers.
OS,
If that is your requirement,
storage,
within few minutes, you can take
any
1500 servers from
size.
AWS.
See, such a brilliant offer is this, right? Such a brilliant, technology is it.
The idea of cloud computing so simple, my friend. Keep everything in one location and allow people from different locations to connect to the data center and access the resources.
Firewall,
Now, the reason why cloud
router,
computing took some time to get more
switch.
popularity is,
From which
see, when I
company?
started my journey,
Amazon can take
in the
firewall,
year
router, and switch
2006,
from
2007
Cisco,
actually, or
learning and working and
Juniper,
all these things, 2006 and 7.
or Huawei,
Actually,
etc.
AWS
So from the
started
same
providing
company, they
cloud
can take all the
services in the
resources.
year, right? So see,
2006 itself. In cloud data center also, we have the same devices.
2006, approximately 18 years
Exactly the
before.
same devices.
Like I
But the
said,
difference
I also
is
started
we
my
are not
journey
managing those
into my
devices.
networks and all those things, servers and all those things.
So
At the
Amazon is
similar
not
time.
manufacturing
But
any device
I
here, my
came
friend.
to know
Amazon
about
is
cloud
literally not
computing in the year
managing any device.
2012.
They
I
don't
guess.
have any plant, or they don't have any,
So although I was
company to
involved in the
manage this
technology for 5-6
manufacture the
years, I
servers
was
or
working
firewalls.
and doing all
They
these
are taking all
other
the devices
activities.
from some other company.
And I came to
they are
know about
selling it.
cloud in 2012. Why
Only
it took me
on
6
rent.
years actually.
That is the whole
One of the
concept of
reason
cloud.
was cloud
And
was not
whatever
that much
company
famous.
names I have mentioned,
It was
here,
not
this is very
that much
interesting,
in demand.
One of the main reason why it was not that much in demand was, if you go back, let's say 15 years before, just imagine what was the internet connection we used to get in our
IBM,
home.
HP, Dell,
Okay,
Linux,
forgot about 15 years before. Just go
Microsoft,
back 7, 8 years
Cisco,
before.
Juniper,
Before the
Huawei.
concept of Geo
Did I
came.
miss any company here? No.
Geo people,
all
they
these
came and they
companies
started
which
providing
are very
2 GB
famous
internet
for
data every day.
providing
But before them, remember,
hardware
we
devices
used to
for
get only
last
2 GB
2, 3,
data
4
on the
decades.
mobile phone.
Let's go back. If you go to IBM and
For
HP
1
and all
month.
these companies, we can go from
If you want to get more,
1950s
we
and
have to pay
1960s
separate
actually.
charges.
So these
Till
companies were famous
2015,
for
16.
designing
so
and
internet was
manufacturing
not
and
so
distributing
common,
the
actually,
physical
everywhere.
devices as well as
That
the
was
operating
one of the
system.
major
But
reasons why
today,
cloud computing took
this
some
all
time to gain
companies
more
are providing
momentum,
the
to
same resources
get more
the
popularity.
same services what they
Okay.
used to
Then there were some other
provide for
issues
last
like
30,
security
40
issues
years
and all the
of
other issues. But by the time we entered in 2015, 16,
as well
suddenly
as
news
they are
started
also
coming like,
providing
a company like NASA, organization
cloud.
like NASA.
There is a
They
IBM
started
cloud.
using
There is a
cloud
Juniper
computing.
cloud. There
A
is a Cisco
banking
cloud. There
sector,
is a
so-and-so
Microsoft cloud.
bank,
There
they
is a
started
Dell
using
cloud.
cloud
There is
computing.
HP cloud.
Movie
See?
streaming app like Netflix, they started
These
using cloud
companies
computing.
which
So
are
suddenly
manufacturing
2016,
the
17,
devices, they are also
cloud gathered
providing
more
cloud
momentum.
It gathered more
They are also
popularity.
cloud providers.
Why?
Companies like
Internet was very
IBM
well
and
then.
HP and Juniper, actually,
Security
these are in
was
top
again
10, 12
great in
companies.
2016, 17. From that
Microsoft
time,
is
actually,
obviously at number
security
second
was
place.
very well.
So they are providing all these resources there. It's not
provided
like
to all
only
the resources.
okay, few
So then they
companies are
started
providing cloud services.
getting more
No.
popularity. And
How
by
many
the time
companies are providing,
2019,
this?
20 actually,
There are some
okay, 20 because of COVID,
hundreds of
everything was
companies that
down.
provides
But
the cloud
before
services.
COVID, out
Around
of all
1
these hundreds
year
of
or 18
companies,
months
the
before
companies
COVID,
like Juniper,
cloud computing demand was at its peak.
Cisco, Red Hat,
Because of COVID,
IBM,
every business was
HP,
down. So forget about cloud technology. All these companies
are
were down
also
for like
providing
1 year
cloud
or 18 months,
services.
right? So actual
Okay.
cloud computing
So who
journey
is using
started,
cloud
or the
computing here,
popularity
friends?
started
Literally
back in
every company
2019
on
or
the
so.
face of the earth is directly or indirectly connected to cloud. Any business, my friend, literally any business, they
That
are
was the
connected to
time.
cloud.
If you are having a
We
small
started
business,
this,
let's say,
cloud
someone who is
computing
having a small
started gaining
business,
more
but if that person
momentum.
is having a website,
Okay.
that website
So this is the
running in
story
cloud.
actually. This is the way it works.
So
Okay.
what happens
So
here?
these are
Instead
some
of
of the very
using
famous
everything
companies that
at our
provides
own
cloud.
location,
Amazon,
we are simply going
Microsoft,
with
and Google are
cloud,
at
and
number
we are
1,
simply
2, and
using
3
all the
position for
resources from
last
them.
10,
Now, if
12
you go to
years.
the AWS data center, my friend, let me just take this.
IBM, Oracle, Alibaba,
AWS,
Salesforce, VMware, HP, Cisco, so on. There are many more companies.
data
If you know
center.
any big company name,
See, this
that
is the
company is
AWS data
literally
center,
providing
right?
cloud services today.
Fine.
Any
If
IT
you go to
company,
this
they are
AWS
providing
data center,
cloud
what we have in
services.
this AWS data
Recently
center,
Reliance people,
we have
our
physical
Ambani,
servers. They have launched the cloud services. So very soon they'll be providing all the services actually. Physical servers from which company? Whenever you talk about IBM,
Ambanis, you think about maybe like say
Dell,
petroleum, or you think
HP,
about like mobile phone networks. Okay. In our physical location also we have the same companies. In cloud also we have the same company. Server OS, all server OS.
storage, right? We think about mobile phone networks, and we think about different businesses. Maybe they have different sports team like cricket team and football team and all those things. But what was the need for them to come into this business? Router, switch, any famous business from which company person, they will Amazon can try to go in a router and switch from Cisco, which is more successful, right? Juniper, same logic here, my friend. Amazon people, etc. The Ambanis are same companies business because they know the growth of this cloud computing. So inside this data center also, we have the same there is a very famous Indian company also. Exactly the same devices, but the difference is we are not managing those devices. Actually, they started that company somewhere in Hyderabad. So Amazon is not manufacturing any device there, my friend. Amazon is literally not managing any device. They don't have any plant, or they don't have any, company to manage this or manufacture the servers or firewalls. They are taking all the devices from some other company. This is a control, and they are selling it. See what they says here: on lease, on rent. That is the whole concept of cloud. Data centers. And whatever company names I have mentioned, and see, this is very interesting now. So these are the data centers somewhere in Hyderabad. Dell, they have all this LINUX infrastructure. Microsoft, not only in Hyderabad, Cisco, actually, they have in multiple cities within India. Company, I'm not sure if they have all these companies into which are India very also famous for providing say Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad devices for last 2, 3, 4 as of now they are in this location. Let's go back. If you go to IBM and go to this Hyderabad location, we can go from 1950s and 1960s actually. So this company, I'll show you all these details hopefully tomorrow. Designing and just to show you like distributing they are the data physical devices as well as the operating system. But today, this is not one of the big companies. All companies that are providing the same resources, the same services. Very famous Indian company provide for last. It is 30, not even in top 10 or top 15 or top 20 also across the globe. But still, as well as they are also providing Control S as a cloud provider. There is a IBM cloud. There is a Juniper cloud. There is a Cisco cloud. What about the Microsoft cloud? There is a Dell cloud where they are located. Where is infrastructure? All these details we will see hopefully tomorrow. These companies which are manufacturing what we need to know about devices, cloud computing. They are also providing cloud. You are more comfortable with the definition. They are also cloud providers. Companies like IBM and HP and Juniper. So what is the definition in cloud computing? Is the on-demand delivery of IT resources. Microsoft is internet number second place pricing. So they are providing all this is what cloud computing is all about. It's not like only cloud computing. Now few companies are who is using cloud computing. How many companies are providing this? There are some. So if you want to select any cloud provider blindly, then you can go with simply Amazon. Out of all these hundreds of companies, or Google, the companies Amazon like Juniper, is the market leader for sure. Cisco, Amazon is the market leader for cloud providers. IBM, HP. You may get a job in Microsoft Azure cloud services. So when you apply for a job on who is using cloud computing in any company? Literally, if that company needs Microsoft Azure people, they can still take you directly or indirectly because technology will remain same. Any business, not like if you go to Microsoft Azure, any business, there is something else there. If you are having a small business, there is something else. Someone who is having a small business, if there is a service called virtual machine website in Amazon, that website is running virtual machine services available in Azure. So here, these are some of the very famous companies that provide Salesforce, everyone. Amazon, Microsoft, if there is a service called storage, 1, 2, and 3 position for last literally 10, 12 years. IBM, Oracle, Alibaba, Salesforce, if you learn one VMware, cloud service very well, all the other services you can learn by yourself. If you know any big company name, this much I can that company is literally providing. So don't worry, in future maybe any IT company learning Microsoft Azure by yourself. Because recently all the similarities will be there. Services will be same. They have launched theoretically it will be same. The cloud services. Practically things will be. So very soon they will be providing all these. Overall, you can easily adapt to the different cloud. Whenever you talk about Ambani's, you think obviously about it will be needed for you in coming days or you think about coming years at least. Mobile phone network. As a fresher for next 2-3 years, you'll be working only on AWS most probably. But later on, if you're moving into some other cloud service, then it will not be difficult for you to maybe they have move that. There are many companies actually where they are using multiple cloud and all those things. But not only what was the need for them to come into this business? Any famous business multiple cloud providers, they will simply try to go. Some servers they are running in Amazon, some servers they are running in Microsoft. That is also possible. Same logic here, my friend. Amazon people, the Ambanis are coming to this business because, my friend, I hope it is they know the growth of this cloud computing. Concept of beside this companies, so whatever we are using for last there is a very famous Indian company. The technology is still same. Servers are same. It is operating system actually they started that company somewhere in Hyderabad. The way the router is working, it is same. Somewhere from Hyderabad, the storage use is same. The firewall configuration or the firewall, how it is working is same. Things are same. Yes. The only thing that is changing here is instead of using all physical devices, we are using all virtual devices.
See, yeah, this is a
or let us say
control S.
partially
See what it
physical and
says here?
partially virtual. This is the situation as of now across 8 major markets and growing. Cloud is one of the most demanding jobs across the globe for last 2-3 years, and for coming
these are the data
many
centers.
years,
Somewhere in
cloud will
Hyderabad,
be obviously
they
one
have
of the
all
most
this
demanding
infrastructure.
Not only in Hyderabad, actually, they have in
Fine, that's it
multiple
for the day, friends.
cities
I'm here
within
for a
India.
couple of
I'm not
minutes.
sure if
you
they
have any
have
doubts,
grown
any
their
questions,
data
feel
centers
free to
into
send your
outside
questions
India
in chat
also.
box. If you
Let
want to
me
talk
just
to
check
me
it once.
directly, Mumbai, Chennai,
I'm
Hyderabad,
available for
Noida,
you.
Bangalore, Kolkata.
As of now, they are in these locations. If you go to this Hyderabad location, tomorrow most probably we'll just be having the data centers of I'll show you all these details providing data centers. We have to know just to show you like
see, they are
from
the
where
data
exactly
centers.
they are providing the services, so that we can
This is
connect
not one of
and
the
we
big
can access
companies.
the
This is
resources. A very famous Indian company.
okay, friends.
It is
so
not
over
even
to
in
you
top
now.
10
I'm
or
just
top
waiting
15
for
or
your questions
top
if you have
20
any.
also across the globe. But
If
still,
not, we can stop this
within
session
our
for today.
country, we have
And
this
hopefully we'll
particular
meet again tomorrow at same time,
Control
7
S
p.m.
as a cloud
India
provider.
Standard Time.
I think tomorrow they will change the link. Today
Okay,
was the
fine.
last demo. What about the
Okay,
AWS
so in
cloud,
case
where
if
they
you're
are
interested, you
located,
need to
where
contact
is
these
infrastructure,
numbers.
all these
These are
details
the
we will see
numbers.
hopefully
They
tomorrow.
will
As of now, this is
guide
something
you
what we need to
regarding
know
all
about
the
cloud
details
computing.
here. Let me
So
just show
I
you
hope
the number.
you're more comfortable with the definition now.
Uh,
So what is the definition? Cloud computing is the on-demand
yes.
delivery
So
of
these are
IT
the numbers. You can
resources
see
over
that
the
clearly.
internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. So this is
Any of
what
the number
cloud
you can
computing
message
is all
them
about,
on
my
WhatsApp,
friends.
or
So
you
what
can
is
call
cloud
them. Hopefully
computing?
they
You know
will
now.
guide you in
Who is
remaining all
using
the
cloud
other things.
computing? You know. And who is providing cloud computing?
Okay, friends. So that's it for
So
the
if
day.
you want to
I'm
select
here for
any
like
cloud
30
provider
more
blindly,
seconds.
then you can
Anything
go
else,
with
we will
simply
see. And
Amazon
we'll stop the session
or
for today.
Microsoft or Google. Amazon is the market leader for sure. Amazon is the market leader for cloud providers. You know, you may get a job in Microsoft Azure also. So when you apply for a job in cloud technology in any company, if that company needs Microsoft Azure people, they can still take your interview, because technology will remain same. It's not like if you go to Microsoft Azure, there is something else there, or if you go to like
Pushpa, please
IBM
go ahead.
cloud, there is something else. No, if there is a service called virtual machine in Amazon, virtual machine service is available in Azure, Google, IBM, Alibaba, VMware, HP, Salesforce, everywhere. If there is a service called storage, the storage service is available literally everywhere. This is actually, see, we are going in a very simple and easy way.
If you
So the
learn
actual
one
class
cloud
started on
service
Monday
very
itself.
well,
That is
all the
yesterday.
other
Services you can learn by yourself.
Okay.
This much I can say.
What we have
Means
discussed.
So don't worry, in future maybe you'll be learning Microsoft Azure by yourself, because all the similarities will be there, services will be same,
Sorry.
theoretical it will be
See,
same.
I will be explaining theoretically
things
for
will be
next
different.
3-4
That's it.
days actually.
So overall, you can easily
Then we will enter into
different cloud
practicals.
provider
First, we need to
also
see a
if
lot of
needed.
theory.
Obviously,
Then
it
we
will
have
be
like
needed for
many,
you in
many
coming
practicals.
days or coming years at least. As a fresher for
Okay,
next
so
2-3
right
years,
now
you'll be
we are
working
in
only on
theory only,
AWS
and
most
we
probably.
will be in
But
theory
later
for
on,
more
if you're
classes
moving into some
before we
other
go
cloud
into
service,
practicals.
then it will not be difficult for you to move that.
See,
There are
whether it
many
is
companies
AWS or
actually
Linux
where they are
servers or
using
Windows
multiple
servers,
cloud
without
providers.
practical, there is no
Not
course.
only one, multiple cloud providers.
Okay, and once you get a job, if you do something on day one, you do only
They are
practicals.
using multiple cloud providers.
Theoretically, it's
actually.
only for your
Some servers they are
understanding,
running
for
in
your
Amazon, some
interviews,
servers
and
they are
for
running
your,
in Microsoft.
that is also possible.
Making a project and all those things. But practicals are the things
Okay,
that you
so
do
this is your
as the
cloud
administrator.
computing.
So obviously, we
I
have
hope
to
it
say
is more
practicals.
clear
But please,
the
right
concept
now,
of cloud computing.
initially,
So
some
whatever we are
classes,
using
it
for
will
the
be all
last
2,
theory,
3, 4, 5
then
decades.
we'll go
The
with the
technology is still same.
practicals of our
Servers are same. Operating system is same. Router configuration, the way the router is working, it is same. The storage use is same. The firewall configuration or the firewall, how it is
Okay,
working
Shiva
is same.
Ram, I think
Things
we
are
came
same.
today.
The only
This
thing
was
that is
actually your
changing here
first
is
session,
instead of using
and
all physical devices, we are using all virtual devices. Or let us say partially physical and partially virtual.
How will it helpful with this course to me in
This
my
is the
career
situation
growth?
as of now
Can
across
you
the
tell
globe.
me anything?
your voice is not
Cloud
clear. I
is
think you
one
said you
of
are a
the
Java
most
developer, is it?
demanding
Yes,
jobs
yes.
across the
I'm a
globe
Java
for
backend
last
developer.
2-3 years, and for coming
So in future,
many
how
years,
will it
cloud
helpful
will
in
be
my career
obviously
growth
one
for
of the
this
most
course?
demanding.
So you mentioned Linux
Yeah.
admin.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Fine,
every
that's it for
batch,
the day,
every
friends.
batch
I'm
of
here for
mine,
like couple of
especially
minutes.
if you have any
AWS in
doubts, any
last many
questions,
years,
feel free
not
to
for
send your
like say
questions
only
in
this
chat
batch or
box. If you want
previous
to talk
batch.
to me directly,
In last many years, people
I'm
are
available
coming
for
from
you.
different backgrounds, like you're a developer or a programmer, whatever you call it as, front end, back end, whatever it is.
Tomorrow, most probably,
People
we'll
are coming
just try
from
to see
those
the data
backgrounds and they are
centers of
learning because it is
AWS, how
in
they
a
are
way
providing
mandatory
data
for them.
centers. We
I don't know,
have to
many
know as a
people are
cloud
learning because there
administrator
is a marketing
from
mind.
where
Companies
exactly
are
they are
asking them
providing
to
the
learn cloud
services so that we can
Okay.
connect and we
And
can access the
I
resources.
don't have any knowledge on AWS, so basic knowledge also. You can start from the scratch to
Okay,
understand,
friends. So
or
over to you now.
you
See,
I'm
refer
waiting
to.
for your questions
what
if
we
you
have
have any.
discussed today is the
If not, we
most
can stop the
basic
session for
things you can
today
learn in
and
cloud
hopefully we'll
actually.
meet again tomorrow at same time,
Okay.
7 p.m.
Yesterday was one session. It
India
was
Standard
again
Time.
very
I think
basic.
tomorrow
Today
they
is
will
the
change the
another thing.
session. It
Today
is
was
very
the
last
basics.
demo.
So any person who is a
Okay,
fresher
so in
without,
case if you're
see, you are a
interested, you need to
developer, right?
contact
You
these
know anything
numbers.
Yes,
about
sir.
These
IT
are the
and all those things.
numbers. They
I'm
will
Yes.
saying, like, if someone is
guide
a
you
BA
regarding all
graduate,
the details
Bachelor
there.
of
Let me just show
Arts,
you the
or
number.
someone is coming from BCom, that is from Commerce. If someone
Mm.
has done MBA in English or MBA in Telugu, MBA in Marathi, whatever,
Yes. So these
Yes.
are the
every
numbers. You
person
can
can
see
learn
that clearly.
AWS from scratch. This is a place to start your
Any of
AWS.
the number you can
After this, you
message
may
them
have
on
like many
WhatsApp or you can
advanced
call
courses.
them.
That's a
Hopefully
different
they'll
thing. But
Yeah,
now,
guide you
I'm
in
thinking this
removing
is
all the other
advanced course
things.
only. That's why I'm asking you. This is a
no,
basic or advanced?
we
Okay,
are
friends.
starting
So
from
that's it
basics
for
and
the
we'll
day.
go to
I'm here
advanced.
for
What I'm
like
saying here
30
is,
more
day
seconds.
one, we are not
Anything else we
starting
will
like,
see.
what
I'll
is
we'll
a
stop the session for today.
grammar or what is noun, what is pronoun. We are starting from ABCD and we'll go up to like grammar, if I can talk in English way. So we are starting everything from basics and we'll go up to the advanced
Okay.
level.
Okay. Actually, I'm thinking this is advanced. Means, I don't know, just
Hello.
I joined. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
confirm with you, cross check and confirm with you.
Yeah,
This is advanced
Pushpa,
because
please go
I'm
ahead.
basic plus confirm.
Okay, we are starting from basics and we'll go to advanced. Okay.
How long it will take time
Sir,
for complete this course
It
and
will take around
what
45 days
should it,
actually to
this
complete.
also
okay.
means
So yesterday was
basic
first demo
demo
session.
plus,
Today is
right?
the second demo session.
Yeah.
We'll just
The
slowly
actual
heat up
process is
things actually.
starting
So for
from.
most probably tomorrow,
This is
we'll
actually
say more
see,
advanced
we are
things.
going in a very
So
simple
today's
and
session, if
easy
you
way.
know,
So the actual
tomorrow's
class
session
started
will be more
on Monday
interesting for
itself. That
you.
is
You can
yesterday.
understand everything tomorrow. If you
Mm-hmm.
come tomorrow, after tomorrow, it will be
So
more
what we have
interesting.
discussed.
Actually, it is something like a chain. Okay.
It's all
When you see a
theoretically it's
train, actually,
you're explaining. Huh?
every box is connected
Sorry.
there.
Yeah,
Every dabba,
theoretically.
what we say
See, I will
generally
be
is connected
explaining
there.
theoretically
So if
for
you
next
miss
3
one
4
thing, then
days actually.
it is divided. So
Better
then
we
you
need
attend
to we
every
will
class,
enter
it
into
will be easy
practical.
for you.
To
First, we
understand.
need to see a lot of theory.
And
Then we
also
have like
have
many,
doubt.
many
Suppose we
practicals.
have some different cloud technology, Azure are there and
Okay.
AWS
So
and
right now
Google Cloud
we
is
are
there,
in
right?
theory only,
Mm-hmm.
So
and we
the
will be
concepts are
in
all
theory
same,
for more
right?
classes
And clusters
before we
they
go
are
into
using, data centers
practicals.
are using. So
Yeah, yeah.
suppose
See, whether it is
I
AWS or
learn with
Linux
AWS.
servers or
After that,
Windows
I'll go
servers,
to
without
Azure.
practical, there is no course.
So any difference is there or
Okay. And
anything?
once you get a job, if you do
Any big
see, on
difference?
day one, you do only
Suppose imagine
practicals
you are
there.
using a bike.
Theoretically, it's only for your
Let's
understanding,
say
for your
I'll just take a
interviews,
very
and for
general
your,
example.
Okay.
Let's
making
say
a
you're
project
using a
and all those things.
Honda
But
bike.
practicals are the things
Okay.
that you do. Okay. So
As
you know how to drive
administrator.
this
So
Honda
obviously we have to see
you know how to ride
practicals.
it.
But
You know
please,
this, right?
Yes.
Right now you're using
Yes.
this Honda bike.
initially,
Suppose, some
for some
classes,
time,
it will be all
you'll
changing
change
your company from
then
Honda
we'll
to,
go
let's say,
with the practicals
Suzuki.
of our.
Will it be difficult for you to ride this bike?
No, actually. But gear
So
systems are different ways and different
that's it.
otherwise.
Obviously, something should be different, right? Something
Okay,
Mhm.
should be different.
Shivaram, I
So
think you
one
came
is your
today.
Azure, one
This
is
was, I
your
think, your first
AWS, one is your
session.
GCP.
And
Theoretically,
Yes,
they are
yes.
same. See, cloud computing
Actually,
will
I
not
haven't not
survive
active
actually
Java
if
now,
every
right?
company is offering something
So
new. No,
how
man,
will
that
it
will not
helpful
work.
this course to me in
Okay,
my
it's
career
a
growth?
global
Can
technology,
you
so
tell me
globally they
anything?
will follow certain rules there.
your voice
So
is not
globally
clear.
they
I
will
think you
simply
said
go
you're a
with
Java
the
developer, is
same
it?
technology. Names
Yes.
can be
I'm a
different.
Okay.
Java
Again,
backend
I'm
developer.
saying names can
Uh-huh.
be different. Okay,
So
instead
in
of
future, miss, how will it
in
helpful in my career growth for this course? So
AWS
you
we
mentioned
calling
like
as
Yeah.
that.
EC2.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
every batch of
What is
mine,
EC2
especially
instance?
this is a
AWS
virtual
in
machine.
last many years,
Hmm?
not for like
EC2
say
instance.
only this batch or
But
previous
in
batch. In last
Microsoft
many years,
Azure, we
people are
call it
coming
as
from
different backgrounds, like you're a
virtual
developer or a
machine.
programmer, whatever you call it as, front end,
So what's
back
the
end,
difference
whatever
there?
it is.
One is a EC2 machine, one
People
is a
are
virtual
coming from
machine.
those backgrounds and they are learning because
Okay.
it is
Theoretically
they are
mandatory
same.
from that.
Practically
Many
they
people
are
are
same.
learning because there is
Practically there will be
marketing
some
mind.
differences, but
Companies are asking
theoretically
them
they
to
are
learn
same.
cloud.
The only difference here is one
Okay.
company is
And
calling it as
I don't
virtual
have
machine,
any knowledge
one
on
company is
AWS.
calling it
So
as
basic knowledge also. You can start from the
EC2
scratch
machine
to
or
understand,
EC2 instant.
or
That's it. See,
you refer to. Okay.
what we have discussed today is the most
Even this
basic
company,
things you can
Control F,
learn in cloud actually. That is also same.
Okay.
yesterday
This
was one
control
session. It
is
was
also
again
same.
very
See,
basic.
it
Today
is
is the
showing
another
like low
session. It is
latency.
very basics.
Tomorrow when we
So
come, we will
any
just spend
person
at
who is
is a fresher without discussing on this latency. You are a developer, right? You know, but we are discussing IT and all those things. I'm saying like if someone flexible subscription model, same thing here, Bachelor of Arts, Same thing in cloud, same thing in Amazon cloud, same thing in Microsoft cloud.
If someone has done
On-demand
MBA in
self-service.
English or
See,
MBA
right
in
now we are in
Telugu, MBA in
control
Marathi,
S.
whatever.
Maybe
Yeah.
every person can
very
learn
few people know
AWS
about
from
this
scratch.
company
This
actually.
is a place to
People who are
start
already
your
working in
AWS.
cloud, they know about
After this, you may have like many advanced
They
courses.
know about
That's
different
Microsoft
thing.
and Google
now-
and
I'm
Amazon.
thinking this is
But this
advanced
is a
person. That's why I'm
another big
asking you.
Indian
This is
company.
basic
So
for
see, these are the
advanced.
same
we are
features we
starting
have
from
in
basics
AWS.
and we'll go to
These are the
advanced.
same
What I'm
features
saying
we
here
have
is
in day one. We are not starting like
Microsoft
what is a grammar.
theoretically
What is
it will be
noun,
same.
what is pronoun.
Practically
We're
it
starting
will be
from ABCD and we'll go up to like grammar.
Okay.
If I can talk in
But
English.
easily understand
So
the
we are
new
starting
technology
everything
means
from
other
basics
cloud
and we'll go
technology
up to
also,
the
right? Once
yes,
you
yes,
okay.
that is what I'm saying. You can
Okay.
easily understand.
Actually, I'm thinking this is advanced. Means I don't know. Just I joined.
Forgot
I
about the
just want
cloud,
to
my
cross
friend.
check and
If you go
confirm
with
with you.
this,
This is advanced plus and basic plus.
Linux
Okay,
server
we are starting
administration,
from
Windows
basics and
server
we'll go to
administration.
advanced. Okay.
When you go with Linux
How long
server
it will take
administration,
time
you are
for
learning
completing
about
this course?
users,
It will take around
groups,
45 days
file
actually to
management,
complete.
data management,
Okay.
backups.
So yesterday was first demonstration, today is the second
Process
demonstration.
management.
We'll
These
just
are the
slowly
things you're learning
heat
in
up
Linux.
things
And when
actually.
you go to
So
Windows
most
servers,
probably tomorrow
users,
we'll see more
groups,
advanced
file
things.
management,
So
data
today's session,
management,
if you know,
backup,
tomorrow's
process
session will be more
management.
interesting for
Everything
you.
is
You can
again same. The
understand
topic
everything
is same.
tomorrow.
There
If
is
you
a
come
DNS
tomorrow,
server in
after
Linux,
tomorrow,
there is
it
a
will be
DNS
more
server in
interesting.
Windows.
Actually, it is
There
something
is a
like a
file
chain.
permission in Linux, there is
Okay,
a file permission in Windows.
when you
So
see
this
a
servers
train
also
actually,
same. Every box
Okay.
is connected there. Every dabba, what we say generally is connected there. So if you
Yeah.
miss one thing, then it is divided. So better you attend every class, it will be easy for
Yeah.
you to
Okay,
understand.
sir. And also,
Okay,
I have a
fine.
doubt.
So
Suppose we have some different cloud technology, Azure are there, and AWS and Google Cloud is there, right? Yeah, my side is
mhm.
clear.
Okay,
The
fine.
costs
That's it.
are all same there, right? And clusters there are using, data centers are using. So
Yeah. Okay.
I
Any question
suppose
from
I
your side,
learn this
Pushpalata? I
AWS.
can see
After
you
that,
have
I'll move to
unmuted
Azure.
yourself.
So any difference is there,
Okay.
or
Technically, it is
anything is
almost
any big
See,
AWS
difference?
and
suppose imagine you are
this
using a
Azure
bike.
are same. We
Okay.
are learning
Let's say,
AWS,
I'll just
right?
take a
We
very
can
general
apply for
example.
Azure job.
Okay.
Let's say you're using
That is what I said
Honda
some minutes
bike.
before, right? We can easily
Okay.
apply for
Okay, so you
Azure
know how to
job
drive
also.
this
They
Honda
need a
bike.
person who has
You
the
know how to ride it.
understanding of
You know this,
cloud.
right?
Yes.
You are using
Yes.
this Honda bike. Suppose
They
they will
will
not
not
ask
ask
you like
you're
changing your
how
company
to
from
go,
Honda to
like
let's say
for example, if you go
Suzuki.
with this
Will it be difficult
MS
for you to ride this
PowerPoint
bike?
here, this is the best example I can take.
No,
See, there are many
actually.
options here
But
like
game
info,
systems are different, right?
design.
And it's
That's
also
it.
different.
Obviously,
Animations,
something should be
records,
different,
something
right?
like this.
When you
Something
go for
should
an
be
MS
different.
Office
So
job,
one is your
they will
Azure,
test
one is
you
your
like whether you know this
AWS,
or
one
not. They
is
will
your
not
GCP.
ask you each and everything.
Theoretically, they are same.
So
See,
cloud computing
So
will
when you
not
go for cloud, they
survive
will test
actually
your
if every
knowledge on
company
the
is
cloud
offering something
services.
new.
They will ask
No,
you a
man, that
service
will
about
not work.
storage.
Okay,
They will ask you
it's
something
a
about
global
virtual machines.
technology, so
They will ask you
globally they
something
will
about
follow certain
VPC. They
rules
will
there.
ask you something
So
about
globally they
IAM
will
service.
simply go with
Similar services are
same
available in
technology.
Azure, so you
Names
can
can be
easily apply
different.
for. Again, I'm saying names
Not
can
only
be
you, they
different.
can call you
Okay,
actually.
instead of
Company can call you
in
for an interview.
in case if they are still
AWS
using
we
the
call it
Microsoft
as
Azure also.
EC2. Technology
Instance.
will remain same.
Okay.
What is EC2
Service
instance?
will
This
remain
is a
same.
virtual
The
machine.
only difference will be the
EC2
names
instance.
and the
But
practicals.
in
And practical should
Microsoft
not be a
Azure, we call
different
it as
difficult task for anyone. It should never be a
virtual
difficult task.
machine.
Practicals are clearly mentioned
What's
on
the
your
difference?
screen. Like if you
One
know
is
how
the
to
EC2
use your
machine, one is a
computer
virtual machine.
graphically, practicals will be
Theoretically,
similar
they are same.
Practically
AWS
they are
and
same.
Azure and all those
Practically
things.
there will be some
It's a
differences.
graphical
Theoretically they are
presentation.
same.
Okay.
The only
Commands
difference
also
here is
possible.
one company is
Graphical
calling it
presentation
as,
will be there.
we
Virtual
just need to
machine.
use the
One
options and
company
we
is
just need to
calling it as
proceed with our configuration. The
AWS.
EC2 machine or EC2 instance. The
That's
only
it.
thing that you cannot get from the
Okay.
internet is understanding of a technology.
Even this company,
Maybe you
Control
can
S,
go and see 20
that is also same.
demonstrations on
Control S
cloud
is
today
also
or
same.
tonight.
See, it is showing
That
like
is
low
possible.
latency.
But can you
Tomorrow
ask a
when we
question to
come,
them? We'll just spend at
there's
least
the
20
problem we have
minutes
with the
discussing
internet.
on this
You
latency.
cannot get the understanding.
But we are
Okay.
discussing
Until and unless
latency,
you're
you're
not
not
interacting with a trainer,
flexible
your doubts
subscription
will not
model.
be clear
Same thing
actually.
here.
There are many
Videos available in internet regarding cloud and same thing in Amazon cloud, same thing in Microsoft cloud.
But the
On
big problem
demand
there is
self-service.
you simply
See, right
cannot
now we are
clear
in
your
control
doubt.
S.
That is a big
Maybe
problem.
maybe
Okay, so
very
here
few people know about this
online
company
sessions are
actually.
live sessions.
People who are
So you
already
have the
working in cloud, they
opportunity
know
or you have
about
the
this
option
version of
to clear
freshers.
all your doubts.
They know
And by
about
the way, like I
Microsoft
said, I'll be
Google
sharing my
and
number
Amazon
hopefully
only. But
maximum
this is
tomorrow.
another
So that
big
in
Indian
case if you have
company.
any other
So
doubts,
see,
you can
these are the
simply
same features we have in AWS.
contact me on my
These are the
WhatsApp
same
number.
features we have
Every day
in
people contact
like me. Microsoft.
So I'm saying like when I'm
theoretically
in class,
it
I
will
may
be
not
same.
answer this, but
Practically
once
it
I
will be
finish the
different.
class, it may take me like
Okay.
2-3 minutes or
But
5 minutes
easily
to respond to
understandable
all
new
the other
technology means
messages.
other cloud technology also, right? Once you
Yes, that is what I'm saying. You can easily understand.
okay.
Forgot about the cloud, my friend. If you go with this, you know, Linux server administration, Windows server administration. When you go with Linux server administration, you are learning about users, groups, file management, data management, backups, backup and restore, process management. Okay, these are the things you're learning in Linux. And when you go to Windows servers, after maybe like user 6 months or 8 months, automatically one more backup thing will be added in your resume. That is everything is again same. The topic is same. There is a DNS server. When you go with the Microsoft Azure, and when you say the okay, there is a file permission in Linux, field like file permission in Windows. It may take only 2 weeks for me to go with these practicals. It will be practically they are easy for you to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, friends. So that's it. That's it for the day, and hopefully we'll meet again tomorrow at same time,
Yeah, okay,
7
sir.
p.m. India Standard Time with more details. And like I said, this was the last demo session. Tomorrow link will change, and Shivaram, if you want
Yeah,
to
my
go
side is
through the
clear now.
yesterday session, fine. That's it. Contact the management. They will share the recordings with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
fine. Yeah. Okay. Any question from your side, Pushpalata? I can see you have unmuted yourself.
No, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
fine.
you are telling this almost AWS and this Azure are same. We are learning AWS, right? We can apply for Azure jobs.
That is what I said some minutes before, right? We can easily apply for Azure job also. They need a person who has the understanding of cloud. They will not ask you like, where to go, how to go. Like, for example, if you go with this MS PowerPoint here, this is the best example I can take. See, there are many options here like insert, design, okay, animations, record, something like this. When you go for a MS Office job, they will test you like whether you know this or not. They will not ask you each and everything, each and every option which is available here. So when you go for cloud, they will test your knowledge on the cloud services. They will ask you a service about storage. They will ask you something about virtual machines. They will ask you something about VPC. They will ask you something about IAM service. Similar services are available in Azure, so you can easily apply for not only you, they can call you actually. The company can call you for an interview in case if they are still using the Microsoft Azure also. Technology will remain same, services will remain same. The only difference will be the names and the practicals. And practical should not be a difficult task for anyone. It should never be a difficult task. Practicals are clearly mentioned on your screen. Like if you know how to use your computer graphically, practicals will be similar in AWS and Azure and all those things. It's a graphical presentation. Okay, commands also possible, but graphical presentation will be there. We just need to use the options and we just need to proceed with our configuration. The only thing that you cannot get from the internet is understanding of a technology. Maybe you can go and see 20 demo sessions on cloud today or tonight. That is possible. But can you ask a question to them? That's the problem we have with the internet. You cannot get the understanding until and unless you're not interacting with a trainer. Your doubts will not be clear actually. There are many videos available on internet regarding cloud computing demo for last 6, 7, 8 years. But the big problem there is you simply cannot clear your doubt. That is a big problem. Okay, so here online sessions are live sessions. So you have the opportunity or you have the option to clear all your doubts. And by the way, like I said, I'll be sharing my number hopefully maximum tomorrow. So that, in case if you have any other doubt, you can simply contact me on my WhatsApp number. Every day people contact me. So I'm saying like when I'm in class, I may not answer this, but once I finish the class, it may take me like 2, 3 minutes or 5 minutes to respond to all the other messages. Okay, fine. After maybe like 6 months or 8 months, automatically one more thing will be added in your resume. That is your Microsoft Azure. When you go with the Microsoft Azure and when you say the curriculum and all those things, you feel like, okay, it may take only 2 weeks for me to go with these practicals. It will be so easy for you to understand. Okay, friends. So that's it. That's it for the day. And hopefully we'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 7 p.m. India Standard Time with more details. And like I said, this was the last demo session. Tomorrow link will change. And Shivaram, if you want to go through the yesterday session, contact the management. They will share the recordings with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
fine. Yeah. Thank you, man. Bye. Take care. Yeah. Good evening, friends. Welcome back. Okay. So this is our first demo session. First demo session on cloud computing and server administration. All the 7 p.m. is for AWS, but in next couple of days, we'll just try to combine our AWS and the server administration, and we'll try to understand why these two courses are so much important for us for our career. Okay, so just a second, please. Yeah, fine. So see here, friends, this is what we have seen in our last couple of basic sessions actually. Okay, so whatever we have seen in Thursday and Friday session, we'll repeat everything in more details from scratch up to the advanced level. We'll just try to repeat each and everything. Okay, so this is a package actually, and in this package, there are 3 courses we have. 2 courses will be like live sessions, that is AWS and Linux server administration. They will be live session, and Windows server administration will be recorded sessions. Okay, fine. So these 2 courses will take approximately 2 months, 30 days. If you are coming parallelly, then you can complete within 2 months. If you are coming only for AWS for some reason, then 45 to 50 days is the duration for AWS. Okay, so every session will be recorded here, and all the recordings will be provided to you. And these are some of the basic questions we have seen. Let me just go through briefly. What are the pre-requirements to learn Linux and AWS? There are no pre-requirements, right? As a fresher with zero knowledge of Linux or knowledge of cloud computing, you can start everything. You can learn from scratch. Okay. And who should learn AWS and Linux? See, people are interested to make careers in server administration, cloud administration, DevOps, cyber security, networking, okay, ethical hacking, okay, and people who are into like developers field or programmers, coding, whatever things you are interested in, every person should learn AWS and the Linux server administration. Okay, done. Now, way to apply for jobs. Literally, we can apply for jobs in any company where there are servers and where there is some data. Now, how to do practice here? For practicals, we need to have a AWS account, and then we need to have some simulation software with us. There is something called VMware Workstation, or there is something called Oracle VirtualBox. I'll show that. So for AWS as well as for Linux, if you just have a computer with internet connection, you can do all practice, no problem. Done. And what to learn in AWS and Linux, that is what we know, we have seen in our syllabus. So all the details are clearly mentioned in the syllabus. Whatever topics are there, those are the things we are trying to learn in our AWS and the server administration. Once you complete this particular package, you can apply for a job in a company as a fresher or up to, let us say, 2.5 to 3 years of experience person. That much experience, that much knowledge you will get from these 3 courses in this particular package. Okay. And if you want to apply for more experience, I'm not recommending people to go with like 3+ years of experience. No. If you're putting more experience in your resume, companies will expect a lot from you. So it's better just go with like 2 or let's say maximum 3 years of experience. Then hopefully you'll get better package. Okay. And first of all, with this knowledge, the knowledge what you're getting in this particular package, you can easily apply for like 2 to 3 years of experience. That is more than enough. Okay. Fine. Now let us try to understand why the cloud computing or why the server administration is the backbone of every business today. Without cloud computing and without server administration or without servers, we cannot imagine internet. We cannot imagine anything over the internet. Okay. So from your mobile phone, whenever you are connecting to some application, a web server or a gaming server or a banking server or anything, that particular application or that particular server is working somewhere. Let me just show you a very, interesting PPT, I would say. This one. Just try to keep this image permanently with you. Okay, because this image or this 4 layers what you see there, they will define the complete IT industry in a way. Okay, so as a user, as an internet user or as a normal user, what I do? I connect to the application. What is the application? Application is anything that is running over the internet. Application is anything using your mobile phone or laptop. By using a browser, you can connect to that particular application. It can be a gaming application. It can be, let's say, some movie streaming applications, or food delivering application, email application, okay, a banking application, okay, just a social media application like Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So literally everything comes under the application category. Okay, so as a user, we are connecting to the application there. Fine. Now, The question here is where the application is running actually, where exactly our application is running. You know, friends, application is running on top of our server operating system. And where exactly the server operating system is running? Server operating system is running on top of our hardware. So this is your whole story, my friend. So if I come from the user source, if suppose I am the user, for me, I'm connecting to the application. Done. I'm not thinking like where the application is running actually. Who is managing this application, what resources are needed to run this application, okay, on what particular operating system it is running, what should be this particular hardware for this particular application. I'm not worried about all those things. I am connecting to the application, I'm using it, job done. Okay, but if you come in the other way, let's say you're an administrator now, a cloud admin or a server admin. Now your first level is hardware. First, you should think about your hardware. Hardware is your RAM, your storage, your CPU, your NIC card, all these things comes under hardware, right? So you're starting from your hardware, then you should decide what sort of operating system is needed to run a particular application. Your operating system can be obviously Windows Server operating system, or it can be Linux Server operating system. Within Linux server, there are many versions, my friend. There are many distributions actually. Like, Ubuntu is one distribution, Red Hat is one distribution, Fedora, SUSE, Debian, CentOS, Kali, okay? And Microsoft also have that Linux version. Amazon people have their Linux version. Oracle have their Linux version. IBM have their own operating system. HP have their own operating system. So all these things are under one family, Linux family. So when you learn RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, you'll be eligible to work on any other distribution for sure. You can work on Ubuntu, you can work on CentOS, you can work on Debian. Okay, obviously some minor differences will be there, but overall the structure, overall the feel, overall the look will be same between the Linux server operating system as well as the other versions available. Okay, so as a administrator, now I'm talking as a cloud administrator or a network administrator or a server administrator or a DevOps administrator or a cyber security administrator. I'm, everything now. Okay, so just take any role. Maybe someone is interested in cloud, so just imagine I'm talking as a cloud administrator. Someone is interested in cyber security or DevOps, so just imagine I'm a DevOps guy or a cyber security guy. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll take my hardware, I'll select the OS, and then I'll run the application. As simple as this, I'll simply run my application there, and users are connecting to the application. So as a cloud administrator, my responsibility is I need to provide all the necessary resources for the application. Now, what is the most important resource for application? Or if I can say, what are the two most important resources for application to run perfectly? One is your hardware resources and the other one is your operating system. That's it. These are the two most important resources. If one resource is not available, the other is not available. If other is not available, obviously the first one will not work. So both are needed, my friend. Hardware is needed and your operating system is also needed. Then, there will be application team. That application team will be connecting to the server and they are running that particular server. As an administrator, a cloud admin or a server admin, my responsibility is to take some resources, take some hardware resources and run the server operating system on top of this particular hardware. Okay. And I need to maintain the operating system in such a way that, the application is running perfectly. Like, what I have to do. For example, in the operating system, there is a disk. So that particular disk I need to manage. What is disk? Disk is your hard disk. So that disk I need to manage. In the operating system, there are, certain services which are related with networking. So like, applying the IP address or configuring the IP address or making some changes in a server called DNS server or deciding whether the DHCP should be there or not. So like this, I have to decide. Okay. Then, I have something called backup responsibility. As administrator, as a server administrator, my responsibility is to take backups. Regularly, we need to take backups. And in case if needed, we need to restore backup. Okay. Then, whatever services are running in my server, I need to manage all the services like, whether the service which is running is needed or not. For example, if you take your mobile phone, in your mobile phone, it will show you the apps that are running. So in case if you're unnecessarily running many apps, your mobile phone performance will go down. So what we do actually, If an app is not needed, we either stop that particular app or we may uninstall that particular app, right? So where exactly the app is installed and where exactly the app will be stopped or removed, everything is happening on your operating system, right? In our mobile phone, it is obviously Android OS, or maybe if you're using some Apple mobile phone, then it's your iOS. But at the end of the day, there is a operating system in your mobile phone. There is a operating system in our laptop as well as on a server. So the first and second layer, hardware layer and the operating system layer, is the backbone of every application. If you are connecting to Gmail, Gmail is running on certain hardware and on certain operating system. If you connect on Facebook, that Facebook is running on a certain hardware and on a particular operating system. If you go and connect to Swiggy or Zomato, same story. If you go and connect to any application that you have in your mobile phone, or any website that you are connecting every day, like a YouTube, or let's say Facebook, or let's say Instagram, or any bank application, or let's say Hotstar, Truecaller, Flipkart, whatever you imagine, my friend, everything is running on that particular application, particular operating system. Done. So our responsibility is maintaining our hardware and maintaining our operating system. See, operating system is globally unique, globally same. Like if you're using RHEL 9.4 version in your server, if I'm using 9.4 version, if someone is using 9.4 version in Brazil, or let's say somewhere in Alaska, let's say somewhere in Russia, somewhere in Sudan, somewhere in Africa, somewhere in, let's say, Australia, every operating system is indeed same. But the thing is, what is the requirement of the company, the Brazil company, and what is the requirement of the Russian company, and what is the requirement of the Indian company can be different. For example, in a Brazil server, there may be, let's say, 300 people connected to the server. Maybe in Russia, 500 people are connected. Maybe for an Indian server, let's say there are 10,000 people connected. So server is same. The responsibility, the roles, and the work of the server is same. But now the hardware requirement for that server will be different. So for a Brazil company, if there are 300 people connected, okay, certain hardware should be there. But for a Indian company, when 10,000 people are connected, obviously hardware should be more, isn't it? If 4 people are traveling somewhere, then a car is more than enough. But if 40 people are traveling, obviously we have to take a bigger vehicle, let's say a bus. If 500 people are traveling, let's say we have to go in a train maybe. So see, overall, requirement is same. We just need a vehicle to travel from one location to another location. But the size of the vehicle is changing according to the requirement. So like I said, you friends, the Brazil company, the Russian company, and the Indian company, they all are working on the same server operating system, but every company requirement is different. So as a cloud administrator, now we need to decide how much hardware is needed. Okay, how much hardware is needed to run so and so application. Okay, maybe today you have decided, let's say, so this is your hardware here, friends. So today you have decided to have, let's say, 16 GB RAM. Okay, I'll go with storage. That makes more sense actually. Let's say I've decided to go with 5 TB storage. You thought like 5 TB storage is more than enough today, tomorrow, and let's say for like 1 year or 2 years. Okay, great. There should be some storage we have to take. So we have to decide a certain capacity there. Great. So we have decided to go with this 5 TB storage. Now listen, my friend. If 5 TB storage is decided today, the requirement of the storage, will it be same after, let's say, like 1 month? Answer is most probably no. After 3 months, maybe the requirement will change. After like 6 months, maybe the requirement is, let's say, 50 TB now. After 6 months, your requirement can be, let's say, 50 TB. Now, how to increase the storage capacity in this particular hardware from 5 TB to 50 TB? If you take the example of your laptop or desktop that you're using in your home, or let's say your mobile phone actually, where we have a data storing card, that is your, what is a memory card, right? Storage card, whatever card. So in that particular storage card, we have, let's say, 64 GB capacity. So maybe when you buy the mobile phone, you thought like 64 GB is okay, great, enough. But within couple of months, you had some functions in your family, marriage, and some, this picnic, that tour, whatever, you have taken a lot of photos and videos. And suddenly you realize 60% or 60 GB of your storage is full. Out of how much GB? Out of 64 GB here, friends. Out of 64 GB, 60 GB is full now. Now what? You are left with only 4 GB. Now, if you are installing any application that you need storage, if you are, downloading something over the internet in your mobile phone, you need storage. So, now 4 GB is not sufficient, right? So, what you do, you have decided to increase the storage capacity from 4 GB, 64 GB to, let's say, 128 GB. This is what we do, right? It's not a rocket science. It's a very common thing we do every time. So, we have decided to go with 128 GB. Now let us see how to increase the mobile phone storage from 60 GB to 128 GB. The first thing we have to do is we have to go to market and we have to buy 128 GB storage. So once you buy 128 GB storage, 128 GB storage is obviously empty, right? So you should copy or you should migrate your 64 GB storage data into this 128 GB storage. Okay, first of all, it is a very big headache, right? Copying and pasting here, it will take a lot of time, but we have to do it. That is the one thing. The second thing here is how much time you are spending to buy this 128 GB storage. Okay, someone can say we can buy online. So if you buy online, it may come off like 1 week or 3 days or 5 days, right? So you're still spending some time there, right? You're still spending some time to bring that 128 GB extra storage. Okay, so first of all, we need to copy the data here and we need to take more time, or it will take more time for us to bring the storage or order online, whatever. So it will take a lot of time. And the third thing is we need to again spend more money. Okay, money is money. Every time we need to spend, whether it is 64 GB or 128 GB. Let us try to understand these two scenarios only. Increasing your storage capacity in your mobile phone is not so easy. We need to copy everything or we need to migrate the complete data into the new storage, and it will take a lot of time. Now, just imagine your server, my friend. Server is a big physical machine where you are connecting a lot of storage. But like I said, 6 months before your storage requirement was 5 GB. Today your storage requirement is 50 TB. It was 5 TB then, now it is 50 TB. After 3 months, your storage requirement can be 80 TB. This is the way the companies will face issues. Every company, my friend, literally, and every company, this is what they face actually. So whenever they need more storage, they need to go to market and they need to bring the storage. Okay. So imagine here, friends, after let's say 1 year or so, the storage that you have in your server is 500 TB. How much? 500 TB. That can be the requirement. It's not a big deal. 500 TB is nothing in a company, right? It's not a big deal for a business. Anyhow, so we need to bring how much GB? 500, or how much TB actually? 500 TB of storage. Okay, so slowly we have brought storage. We have just, increased storage step by step every month, every 3 months, every 6 months. And every time we were facing the same issue. What was the issue? This issue was we have to go to some, showroom, some physical, a company where, they sell the products like your storage and all the other things. We have to go there. We have to bring it physically or order it online. It will come to your company again physically, connect it and do all the things again. Copy the data which is there in some other storage into the new storage, and it will take more time. Now the concept of cloud come into picture, my friend. Because of these issues, because of these similar issues where every company was facing this issue, the concept of cloud computing came. You know what happens in cloud computing? In cloud computing, first of all, there is no physical storage with us. That's absolutely gone. Okay. And if you need storage, if there is no physical storage, how we can store data then? everything is virtualized, right? Everything is virtualized. Instead of physical, we have like virtual storage. I repeat, instead of physical, nowadays we have virtual storage. So what is virtual storage? I'll take a very general example first before I go to the storage. In 1990s, I'm just going like, 20, 25 years before, especially if you're living, if you know about towns and districts and villages and mandals and all these places. Obviously, India is more in rural area, right? So if you just go in a town or a mandal or a district, let's say 20 years before, and imagine there is some marriage in your family, and if you're visiting that particular marriage, how the marriage used to be conducted those days. Back in those days, there was no something like, conventional hall, or let's say marriage function hall and all those things. So what people used to do, all the family members used to come together. They used to bring a chef or some cook, a team of cook, and they used to bring a team of cleaners, some team, multiple people they have to gather and they have to do all the arrangements near their home. Or normally in those days, actually, if I think about my village, we used to go to the school ground, actually, the government school ground, which was a very big ground. So we used to like, make all the arrangements there. So if marriage is on 10th, the arrangements will begin from 7th, or let's say at least 8th. It will take a lot of time. Okay. Then came this concept. Marriage function halls. Literally, you will see these function halls everywhere. Forget about big cities, metro cities, or districts or towns. Literally, every village or nearby every village, you will see this function hall now. So what we do now, if someone is getting married on so and so date, we just go there and book the function hall. We just go there and book the function hall, let's say like 10 days or 15 days before. And we just go to the function hall on the day of the marriage. And what about all this responsibility, all this, arrangements and everything? The marriage function hall people, they will take responsibility of each and everything, right? They will say, okay, tell us how many people are coming, how many guests are coming. 1000. Okay, tell us what food should be cooked, veg and non-veg, what should be the dessert, what should be this. We just need to give all the details to them. They will say, okay, we are taking responsibility of everything. This is the amount you have to pay. So nowadays everyone is literally happy to pay that money, because every responsibility is taken care by whom? The function hall team. So are they doing anything? Are they doing any favor to the you and me in a way? No, right? They're taking money. They're taking money and they're providing all these services. The same logic applies in cloud, my friend. If you just go in history, 20 years before, 15 years before, 12 years before, a company used to bring everything in their location and they have to like, build everything from scratch. It was not so easy. Increasing storage, very difficult. Decreasing storage, very difficult. So literally they used to do everything there, my friend. But later on what came? Later on came the concept of cloud. So like the marriage functional people, they are taking the responsibility of the stage, the chairs, the dining hall, the decoration, the food and everything. This cloud people are taking the responsibility of your complete IT infrastructure. They are saying, listen, do you just run your business? We will take care of your IT resources. You run your business, we will take care of your IT resources. You tell us how much storage you need. Today, if you say 50 TB, we are ready to provide you 50 TB. Tomorrow, if you say 50,000 TB, we are indeed ready to provide 50,000 TB. Wow, this is such an excellent offer, right? So cloud providers are saying we are ready to provide everything. So literally, like today, everyone is getting married in a function hall or some place where all the arrangements can be done properly. Literally, every company is connected to the cloud. Now the cloud provider are saying, okay, we'll manage everything for you. We'll manage the complete resources for you. But you should have a team who should know how to connect to our data centers and how to take the storage, how to increase the storage or how to decrease the storage. And who is the team actually? That team is actually you and me. Amazon people are not coming and making any configuration for us. Microsoft people or Google people, they will not do anything for us. They are saying we will provide you the resources. There is no need for you to go to online and do some shopping or buy some storage. There is no need for you to go to some shop in a metro city and bring some extra storage. No, we will provide you everything through internet. You just need to have some trained professionals, cloud computing trained professionals, Linux server administration trained professionals. You just take these people and run your business. Okay, suppose imagine if there is no cloud. Let's say 15 years before or 20 years before, there was no cloud. What about the Linux administrators and Windows administrators? Were they or not? Of course, they were available. Network administrators, of course, they were available. Storage administrators, of course, they were available. So when someone says like cloud is taking the jobs of all these people, no, it is not taking the job of the server administrator or the network administrator or the storage administrator. Literally, these people are needed today also in every component. They will be needed literally every time. The extra thing is it is increasing the jobs in a company. Means, for example, imagine, I'll just go with some names. Let's say Priya was working as Linux admin. Okay, Priya is working as Linux admin. And let's say David is working as network admin. And let's say Fatima, she is working as storage admin. Let's say there is no cloud. There is some company where these three people are working. Priya is working on Linux, David is working on network, and Fatima is working on storage. Okay. Now, if there is a cloud in that company, or if that company people are using cloud, they need one more person actually. Let's say they gone with Anusha. So this person, Anusha, she is working as a cloud admin. Okay. But you know who is she? She is learning about cloud computing and all the other things. Fine. She is a cloud administrator. Fine. But you know what exactly she learned in cloud? She learned the Linux servers. She learned about the networking. She learned about the storage. Okay. In case if this company is not hiring any person there, you know what that company can do? They will ask Priya, David, and Fatima to go and upgrade themselves to learn the cloud. Priya is working in the same company now, but she is working as a cloud administrator, and that server is running in cloud. Instead of physical server, it is running in cloud. David is working as a network administrator, but instead of managing the physical network in the company, David is managing the network over the cloud. Fatima is working as a storage administrator. Instead of managing, the local storage, she is managing storage on cloud. So literally these three people are there before, and these three people are again available today. But these three people should upgrade themselves with the latest technology, that is cloud. Because if David is a network administrator, he is managing networking. Your company's network, David is managing. But at the same time, David should manage a cloud network also. Means there is a service called VPC. Okay, let me just add here. For this EC2, Priya should be good in a service called EC2. David should be good in a service called VPC. Fatima should be good in a service called S3. If there is no cloud, S3 service is not available. If there is no cloud, VPC is not available. If there is no cloud, EC2 is not available. But what about server? Is it available? Yes. What about network? Available. What about storage? Available. So instead of managing things physically, they are managing things on cloud. So literally, Fatima is still the storage admin, David is still the network admin, but instead of managing physical networks, they are managing cloud network. This is the difference we had now. So now what these people will do? Like, we need to increase the storage from 50 TB to 500 TB. So Fatima knows how to increase the storage from 50 TB to 500 TB. If, let us say, you are adding 20 more servers, Priya knows how to add 20 more servers in cloud. If you're designing the IP addressing and you're configuring routers and you're configuring firewalls there, David is the person who is configuring everything there. See, this is what cloud is all about, my friend. We are using the resources, but cloud people are not providing the resources directly. They are saying this is a platform. This is the platform we are providing you. You hire your administrators. They should know how to connect to us, connect to our data centers, and they should know how to take servers from us. They should know how to make their own networks, and they should know how to provide security, and they should know how to take the storage. This is what you should know. Friends, if you know this service EC2, VPC, S3. If you know these three services, only these three services actually, by the way, these three services will take around 25 days. It's not like in one day we can finish this. But still, if you know these three services, I can say this with 100% guarantee that you're eligible to get a job literally in any company on the face of the earth where the cloud computing is used. Only on these three services you will get a job. And for next 2, 3, 5 years or so, as a cloud administrator, you are working only on these three services. In rare cases, maybe some other service, but overall, whenever a company is hiring you on a cloud administration job, whenever they want to take you, they will test your knowledge on these three services. If you're good in these three services, great. You will be good in all the other services. But if you're weak in these three services, my friend, literally, you will not move forward in your interviews. Forget about getting a job. No. So whenever there is an interview, there will be certain rounds there, right? 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 5 rounds, whatever. So in every round, they are testing you on these three services. So this is your cloud computing, my friends. So if you go back to this image here again, see, application is there. But where the application is running? On a server operating system. Where the server operating system is running? On a hardware. Now the question here is, the hardware and the operating system, is it present within your company or is it present in the AWS data center? So now, because of cloud computing, the hardware and the operating system is running in the AWS data center. So before 10 years, the person who was the administrator, the network administrator, today also that person is a network administrator. Before 10 years, the person who was the storage administrator, today also that person is a storage administrator. But the difference is, previously he was managing everything physically, but now he or she is managing things over the cloud. So this is the thing about cloud computing and server administration, my friend. We simply cannot, separate them. They are part of each other. If someone is again interested only in the AWS, they can learn it. If someone is interested only in the Linux server administration, they can learn it. But again, why we are learning these things? The primary reason is to get a job, right? That is obviously the primary reason. So whenever a company is looking for a person for cloud computing, if this server administration is not mentioned in that person's resume, that resume will not be highlighted for sure. That resume will not get any preference there. And if a person is applying for a if a person is applying for a server administration job, and if the cloud computing is not mentioned there in that resume, again, my friend, you will not be lucky to get an interview call also in most of the cases, if not all, in most of the cases. Okay, so this is a very simple technology. Simple in the sense, everything is already designed actually. We are not designing anything from our side. Everything is already there. Everything is already designed. We just need to learn how to use it. For example, I just take an example, then hopefully we can stop the session for today. Like for example, see, the S3 color here is in red. Can I change from red to blue? Done. VPC color is also in red. Can I change from blue to red to, let's say, green? Done. Can I change the EC2 color from red to something? I can do this, right? Because see, all the options are clearly available there. Each and every option is available there. Are we adding anything from our side? Of course, no. Same is with your server administration and the cloud administration. Everything is literally available there. We just need to learn why this particular service is available, how to use it, and how to troubleshoot it. This is actually our journey. This is actually our career as a cloud admin or a server admin. Services are already available. Know about that particular service, why that particular service is designed, and learn how to use it. Take the example of your mobile phone. How many applications you have? Many applications, right? But can you send a message to your friend by using, let's say, a Zomato or Swiggy app? No. Can you order your food by using WhatsApp? No. Every application is designed for a purpose, right? So we know why this application is designed and how to use this application. Same concept, same logic applies here in our cloud as well as your Linux server administration. Okay, friends, so this is something about the servers and the cloud, just to show you, like, how big is this technology. Literally every company is connected to cloud. Maybe companies are completely working on cloud, and maybe there are some companies which are partially connected on cloud. But as an administrator, we are eligible to get a job in every company. This is the best advantage we have in cloud and the server administration career. One of the best advantage is we are needed in every company. That is one thing. Job security will be there. Why job security? If there is no server admin, if there is no cloud admin, there is no computer network. And if there is no computer network, there is no server. If there is no server, what we do actually in company, like a programmer or a multimedia person or an accounts person, a sales person, a production person, what they do without a server? Nothing, right? They simply cannot do anything without a server. So we are the people who are responsible for managing, maintaining, and troubleshooting all these things. And the best part here is there is nothing physical here. What we have to do, everything is there through a service, through a cloud service, through a web browser. We need to access everything and we need to literally manage everything there. Okay, fine. So this is something about, like I said, this is the first demonstration, friends. Most probably in coming days, we'll just try to understand the concept first. In next 1 or 2 classes, we'll just try to understand what is this technology all about. Once we enter into the main topics, then, things will be much more easier for you. Normally, what people do on day one, they say something about VPC. They talk something about S3. They talk something about EC2. In cricketing terminologies, it is something like a bouncer. What is bouncer? The ball is going above the head. So the class will go above the head actually. So just try to understand the whole concept first, then we can probably go with this in more details. Okay, so what friends, I'm here for at least couple of minutes. Any questions we will see. We were expecting actually more people. At 7 o'clock, I'm starting a batch for some months maybe, so I don't know how much I can expect here, but anyhow, we started the class, no looking back. So hopefully tomorrow we may get some more people, but let's see how it goes. As of now, whatever is the situation, this is what it is. So we started the session today. Today was the first session. Okay, it is counted as the first session. And like I said, every day we'll just try to dig deep and we'll just try to see what exactly is this in cloud and server administration. This is not the end. This is the start of your career. Obviously, you'll just move ahead in your career, right? So there are many more opportunities. You can see yourself working in server administration for rest of your life. You can see yourself working in cloud for rest of your life. You can see yourself working in, something like DevOps or cyber security for rest of your life. But to go for DevOps or cyber security or anything that is, for experienced person, you should have great understanding of servers and great understanding of the cloud concepts. Okay, so that's it for the reference. I'm here for 30 more seconds. Any doubts, any questions, we will see, or else we can stop the session for today. And hopefully we'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 7 p.m. India Standard Time. And most probably after a couple of weeks, like next week maximum, let's say, I'll be starting Linux administration parallelly with this class. So 7 to 8 every day it will be AWS. Linux can be after 8 p.m. most probably. Let's say 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. something. At the time, Linux administration will be there. So you can go for both the courses parallelly. And within next 2 months, most probably within next 2 months, you can finish everything there. Okay, so I guess no questions from anyone. Yeah, Anusha, Pushpa, Yogesh, Durga. Fine. So we'll stop the session here, friends, and hope to see you again tomorrow at same time. And most probably within couple of days, I'll share the email ID. I'll share my personal email ID as well as my personal WhatsApp number. Any questions, any doubt when you do practicals actually? Most probably while doing practicals, you'll get some doubts initially. 1 or 2 small tips from my side will be more than enough for you to do all the practicals. There are certain practicals you should be good in. If you're good in those practicals, all the other things will come into place. Normally, people try to do big practicals initially. No, just try to go with the simple and basic practicals. On those simple and basic practicals, you can build complete cloud infrastructure as well as you can learn the complete Linux server administration. Practicals are not big, my friend. Practicals are not difficult. Okay. The most important thing in cloud and the server or any technology for that matter is understanding the technology. If you know what exactly this technology all about, then done. 80%, 70 to 80% work is done on that particular day. For example, whenever we start a topic, initial 10-15 minutes is the most important part of that particular class. In that 10 to 15 minutes, we will see, okay, what is this topic? why it is designed. If you know what is this topic and why it is designed, remaining things are only practicals. Next, okay, cancel, select. Options will be available. We just need to select the options and we just need to continue with our configuration. That's it, my friend. Okay. Fine. That's it for the day. Thanks again for joining. See you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. India Standard Time. Thank you, guys. Bye. Welcome back, friends. Okay, so let us see more about cloud computing today, more basics of cloud computing. Okay. So if I go with the definition of cloud computing, this is the definition I have taken from the Amazon documents. You know what this is? This is cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. Instead of buying, owning, and maintaining physical data centers and servers, you can access technology services such as computing power, storage, database on as needed basis from a cloud provider like AWS. This is the definition. So let us try to, dig deep into this definition. What this says here actually, this says it is an on-demand delivery of IT resources. On-demand delivery of IT resources. What do you mean by on-demand delivery? See, on-demand delivery means whatever you need, they are ready to provide you those resources actually. I repeat, whatever resources you need to run your business, a company like AWS, Amazon Web Services, they are ready to provide all the resources to you. What resources? The IT resources. So what is the need of IT resources for our business? The need of IT resources for our business is we need to run our application there. We need to run some services there. We need to store some data there. Okay. Users will be working in our company. They will be connected to servers. So we need all these resources, right? Without a resource, we cannot imagine any application or any data there. Okay. So cloud people are saying, we will provide you all the resources what you need. Take the resources from us and pay as you go, pay as you use. So whatever resources you're using, that much you are paying there, my friend. Maybe let's say right now we are using 300 servers there. So what we need to do, we need to pay money for 300 servers. Okay. And if you are using, let's say 30 servers, you're paying money for how many servers? 30 servers. So this is pay as you go model. If you are storing, let's say 300 TB of data, you will pay money for 300 TB of storage that you are using. But if you go and use, let's say, some 3 TB of data, you are paying money only for 3 TB. So this is again pay as you use model. So this is your cloud computing, my friend. We need to pay for what we use. Okay. So instead of maintaining physical data centers, owning physical data centers, managing physical data centers, we can simply go with the cloud. So what are the disadvantages we have if you go with the on-premise physical networks? So if you go back in 1970s, the time when we started actually using the computer networks, although internet was not there in 1970s, but still, companies started using computer networks. Okay. But by the time we entered in 1980s, late 1980s, especially the internet started. Okay. The concept of internet came. And once we entered in 1990s, especially mid 1990s, internet was the most important part of every business. Okay. So if you go back in history, let's go back in 1970s again. To establish a network, to establish a computer network, what are the resources we used to? So these are the resources we used to use actually, like physical server. Okay, then server operating systems. Back in those days, we used to have, Unix operating systems, Unix flavors like IBM OS and HP UX. All these were like the operating systems available there. Hardware was very costly, so is the operating system. Okay. Then we used to have storage devices to store our data. Then we need firewall so that we can provide security. Okay, back in those days, maybe there was no firewall, but let us analyze, what are the things we have in a computer network. Okay, firewall, and then we have something called a router. Without router, we cannot access internet. Without router, we cannot communicate with our branch office, so router is mandatory. We used to have switch or switches. See, when I say storage, it is, high capacity storage. When I say router, there are multiple routers. When I say switch, there are again, even, thousands of switches are possible in a network. Okay. So these are some of the devices we used to have in every computer network. Okay. The first major disadvantage to go with your on-premise physical network is the cost. We have to pay money for physical servers. From where we can take physical servers? We can take physical servers from, let's say, a company like IBM or HP or Dell. Okay. And there are a few more companies. From here, we have to take all the physical servers. According to our requirement, we have to decide a particular configuration and we have to own that particular server. So if you need 300 servers, you can bring all 300 IBM servers. You can just go with some IBM, some HP, some Dell servers. It's up to your requirement. Okay. Then coming to the server OS, majorly we use Linux and Windows Server OS. So we have to take license for Windows and there is some, other process for Linux operating system. So at the end of the day, we have to take everything. Storage devices. There is a very famous company called EMC that manufacture your storage devices. Coming to firewalls, Cisco is the leading company with Juniper and Huawei. These are some of the companies. Okay. For routers also, we have similar companies like, Cisco, Juniper, Huawei. And coming to switch, let me just copy paste here. These are the three top companies that manufacture your firewalls, routers, and switches. Okay, they manufacture what? They manufacture your firewalls, routers, and switches. Can we imagine a computer network without a firewall, a router, or a switch? No, that's literally not possible. We will have these devices for sure. Okay, so see, to establish a computer network for our business, we need to take devices from all these different companies. Is there any company which is, manufacturing all the devices? Answer is no. There are certain companies famous for firewall. There are certain companies famous for servers. There are certain companies famous for storage. So we have to bring all these devices together, hundreds and even thousands of devices. If you combine your computers, it can be easily thousands. Or if you go to a big company, the servers, the storage, firewalls, routers, switches, all these devices can be in thousands. So bring all these thousands of devices, connect all these thousands of devices, and then what to do? Then simply establish your network and run your business. Now, what are the other drawbacks we have if you go with this sort of network? This is possible. This was possible in 1980s. This is possible in 1990s. It is possible 3 years before. It is possible today. It will be possible after like 10 years also. This network is still there in companies. We still use these networks. We just bring all the devices, we connect them, we configure them, and we start our business. Like, running the application or storing the data. Fine. It is still available. But what are the problems? The problems what I'm going to mention here, these are the problems we used to face in 1980s, 1990s, and the same problem we face today. Like, for example, one of the things we need to take care here is power backup. Obviously, if there is no power, if there is no electricity, none of the devices work for sure, right? This is a very common thing. So we need to maintain the power backup. It is our company's responsibility. Okay. Then we need to have proper cooling system. Without cooling system, the devices will generate a lot of heat. Just take your mobile phone. If you watch a movie on your mobile phone for, let's say, 2.5 hours, your mobile phone will generate a lot of heat, right? Now, these are big machines, servers, storage, firewalls. Okay, they are running, too much data. They are running many applications. Thousands and thousands of people are connected to these devices. So obviously, they will generate more heat. So you should have a proper cooling system. Okay, then fire and safety mechanism should be there. Then we should take large space because we need to connect all the devices here. Okay, so if you go with your own physical network, these are some of the things we need to consider. Besides spending huge money on all these physical devices, we need to consider the power backup system, the cooling system, the fire and safety mechanism. We need to take huge space and we need to think about many other safety mechanisms. Then we can run our own computer network. But the total cost of this computer network will be in Indian rupees. If I say, it will be in some crores of rupees. Crores and crores of rupees we need to spend there, my friend. How much? We need to simply spend some crores and crores of Indian rupees. Now, after spending that much money, let's say medium level company will spend between 12 to, let's say, 15 CR just to establish your computer network. Now, is there any guarantee that the business will run successfully? No. There is no guarantee for any business, right? If the business is running successfully, great. You may need to increase your resources again. Instead of 300 servers, you may need 450 servers now. That's a great thing, right? That is, fine. We can increase the resources then. But what if the business is not running? Instead of using 300 servers, now we need only 170 servers. So what you do with the remaining 130 servers? They are completely wasted. Can you sell in the market? Of course, we can sell in the market. But when you sell in the market, how much money you will get? Maybe let's say 30% or 35% of the actual money that you have spent. Right? So see how many issues companies were facing for last many decades actually. This is the way the computer network was designed. This is the way the computer network was established in every company for last many decades. Now, again, if you go back to the definition now, it makes more sense. What it says here, see, it says cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. Now, they clearly says here, like, instead of buying, owning, and maintaining physical data centers and server, you can access technology services such as computing power, storage, and databases on an as-needed basis from a cloud provider like AWS. So they are saying, listen, no need to take all these devices. We are here. We'll provide you all the devices. We'll provide you all the resources. Tell us how many servers you need. Tell us how many firewalls you need. Tell us how many, storage devices you need or how much storage you need. So whatever you need, we are going to provide you. So this is an open offer from the cloud provider like Amazon or Microsoft or Google to every company on the face of the earth. This is not only for a particular sort of business. No, any company, my friend. It can be a banking sector, it can be a hospital, it can be a university, it can be a textile business, it can be some five-star hotel, it can be any expressive business. Forget about your IT companies like software companies. Beside them, every business can go and connect to the cloud and they can simply use the services. If you're something into, let's say, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, okay, data science, quantum services, okay, whatever things whatever new technologies, every technology is based on, or it is relied on the cloud computing. It has to be running, it has to be there on cloud. Amazon should offer services related to artificial intelligence. Amazon should offer services related to blockchain. Amazon must offer services related to, Internet of Things. So they are not only providing the resources, with resources, they are providing the services. They are saying, okay, this is our server. Use this server. Okay, tell us what you want to use. You want to go with some artificial intelligence tool here. You want to go with some DevOps tool here. If you want to go with some cyber security tool here, they are literally providing everything. And the best thing here is they are simply charging for what we are using. Got it? They are simply charging for what we use. This is your cloud computing. Okay. Fine. So what are the other advantages we have here? The other advantages what we have here are, there is absolutely no need for us to worry about the power backup, the cooling system, the fire and safety, and the physical location that we take. Amazon people, they will take the location. Microsoft people, they will take the location. Okay. Google people, they have their own locations. In Hyderabad, they have a branch. Amazon people, they have a branch. You know how much then money they have spent on this particular branch? Technically, we call it as region. In region, we have something called availability zone. We will see this technicalities later. But as of now, Amazon people have a data center in Hyderabad. Data centers, actually, 3 data centers. And they have already spent more than 20 crore Indian rupees only on the Hyderabad data centers. And by the time we reach 2030, that is after 4 to 5 years, they will simply expand the data center and they can go up to approximately 36,000 crore. It is not 36 crore, it is 36,000 crore Indian rupees they are spending on the data center in Hyderabad itself. Only Amazon company. Forget about other companies like Microsoft, Google, okay, Control S, Cisco, all these companies, they will invest separately. But only only Amazon people are spending this much money only in one city, that is Hyderabad. Like this, they have many locations across the globe where they have, data centers available. So now think, my friend, if a company like Amazon is spending 30,000 crore, 35,000 crore rupees on the infrastructure, the physical infrastructure. Physical infrastructure means what? Physical infrastructure means this. Let me just show you. The data centers. Physical infrastructure means the data centers. See, these are the data centers we have. Amazon data center. This is nothing actually. This is just a small corner photo. Maybe if you just go and see the bigger photos or bigger images, it will be like this. And this is only one lane here like this. There can be some hundreds of lanes within one data center. Okay. So what you see, these black boxes, these are actually known as racks. In every rack, we have the devices like servers and storage and all the devices. So listen, my friend, Amazon people are spending approximately 35 to 36,000 crore rupees within a city like Hyderabad so that companies can connect to the data center and they can use the resources. So if they are spending 36,000 crore rupees in one data center, obviously they are expecting some returns, right? This is a business. Cloud computing is a business for Amazon, Microsoft, Google, isn't it? So they are expecting a lot of returns. So will they get all the returns? Of course, they will get the returns. The demand is so much, the requirement is so much, the companies are moving into cloud that, even the data center which is there in Hyderabad may not be sufficient after like 5 years or 7 years. So they are not stopping actually. Once the data center is done, they are not stopping. They are every time expanding the data centers actually. They are increasing the devices every time. 2022, they started this data center in Hyderabad, November 2022. It's been only 2 years actually. Already they have spent more than 20,000 crore Indian rupees. Okay. So beside this, the other things, cooling system, fire and safety, the physical space, power supply. Do I need to worry about all these things here? Of course, no. Of course, no, right? So, for example, imagine I'm staying in a 5-star hotel somewhere in a city. Do I need to worry about the power supply? No. Do I need to worry about the light and the AC in my room? No. Do I need to worry about the geyser? No. Do I need to worry about the internet connection? Of course, no, right? Where I'm in a 5-star hotel, I don't need to worry about all these things. Do I need to worry about the maintenance and the cleanliness and all those things? No. Well, let's say if you go to some random lodge somewhere near a bus stop or a railway station, wherever, you know, everything is not perfectly there, right? Just a basic example. Means if 5-star people are spending that much money because they know they are getting the returns. Cloud computing people are spending that much money because they know they are getting the returns. They will obviously get all the returns there. Okay. So we just need to pay for what we use and pay. So here, all these things are completely gone. If you go with cloud computing here, my friend, there is no need for us to worry about this part. There is no need to worry about this part. They will take care of everything. Got it? They will simply take care of everything. What we need to do, we just need to take a cloud administrator or a team of cloud administrators. The team of cloud administrators will come to your company, and some administrators, okay, within the team, again, there can be one more team actually. So in the team, one administrator can manage your servers. One administrator can manage your server operating system. One administrator or a group of administrators can manage storage. Group of administrators can manage firewalls, and group of administrators can manage the router settings. So see, if you go with cloud, the technology is not changing. The technology in the sense, we still have the same firewalls, we still have the same routers, we still have the same servers and all those things. Okay. So the technology remains same, but the difference here is instead of using a physical network, we are using the virtual network. Instead of managing things by ourselves, we are simply taking the resources which are there under a company like Amazon, who are controlling all the resources. So do I need to worry about them? No. Do I need to worry about my data protection? Of course, no. Do I need to worry about my cooling system, power supply? No. Do I need to worry about safety and fire and safety mechanism? No. Do I need to worry about my resources? No. There is no need to worry about my resources. Next day, like, suppose your requirement is instead of 300 servers, you need 1500 servers. If that is your requirement, within few minutes, you can take 1500 servers from AWS. See, such a brilliant offer is this, right? Such a brilliant, technology is it. The idea of cloud computing so simple, my friend. Keep everything in one location and allow people from different locations to connect to the data center and access the resources. Now, the reason why cloud computing took some time to get more popularity is, see, when I started my journey in the year 2006-7 actually. Learning and working and all these things, 2006 and 7. Actually, AWS started providing cloud services in the year 2006 itself. 2006, approximately 18 years before. Like I said, I also started my journey into my networks and all those things, servers and all those things at the similar time. But I came to know about cloud computing in the year 2012, I guess. So although I was involved in the technology